held that share was one of the parties, but the guy intention was to really damage me, which I have resolved. Today, my lawyer is reading the American Embassy.
To do what?
We are ready the human right.
Party
You're talking about health, human right violation. That was a gross human right violation and a misuse of power.
You want to go abroad for treatment?
That was a misuse of power.
Not
going abroad.
Okay.
I will make sure.
This is activist McLean Runner, and I do join you this evening for FIO, the biggest intellectual center. Sergeant Judas, I'm so much excited, overwhelmed, gratified, qualified.
You are?
Happy. I'm so much excited. I'm gratified.
What is gladify?
Gladify is a self-made word that is used at the political standing parliament on Kerry Street.
Okay, it is a self-made word.
Yes, self-made word that is used at the political standing parliament on Kerry Street.
Since you made it yourself, can you spell it so that we can know?
Come again, Judas?
I said, since you made it yourself, can you spell it?
Gratfly. Clarify.
G-R-A.
Yes.
F-Y.
Yes. Clarify.
But how you say it is?
The F-I-E is not there. The F-I-E that you want to be there is not there.
Which one? But how you manage to know? But you say you spell it what? G-R-A.
G-R-A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G-R-A.
Uh-huh.
G-R-A-L-I-F-I-E-T-Y. Clarify. That's how we started here on Kerry Street. Oh, am I right? Yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, you asking someone if you heard?
No, but Judah.
Yeah.
Judah. Are you getting me?
I'm getting it.
So the spelling English that you want for us to
but man, the word, are you talking about gratify?
No. I never said gratify.
Okay.
I never said gratify. I said clarify.
Oh, gladify. Okay, so yeah. So spell it now. So you know your own.
Yeah, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead because the way in which we're starting, you and I agree with that.
No.
It will be formed in the Oxford Dictionary.
I know. I agree because you said clearly. Hello. Rennie?
Yeah, I think that you are going. I want to lie.
You made it clear that it is a self-made word. So I agree with you that I'm not going to check in dictionary. I just want to know how you spell your self-made word. That's all.
So clarify here is spelled G-L-A-I-T-Y. Clarify. We remove.
But why you just changing the spelling of the word? When we come out and you change it, we can't understand how you change it again.
What I was saying that you're just spelling word.
No, but at least that it should have one spelling. How your own spelling can just change.
Have one spelling. It will have one spelling
every meaning.
I come in. It will have one spelling. Whenever go through all of the procedure and be accepted to be placed, to be placed in the Oxford Dictionary. Okay. We can do that. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you so kindly, and we are gratified to have you.
Don't wait for confidence. Create it with action. Get started and you will build the confidence to keep going. Persist in the effort and you generate the confidence to finish. You will have trouble walking yourself into genuine confidence What you must do is to work yourself into it. The more you see yourself getting results, the more confident you become about reaching the greater results. Not only does experience teach you advantages, your doubts. You need some faith to take the effort step. After that, your growing confidence make your actions self-reinforcing. Get that momentum going in your favor. The sooner you take the action, the more confident you can become. My name is Trokon, Wrepue, on dead Trokon. When you live in a glass house, happy pre-independence celebration to all Liberians, home and abroad. We wish all of us in our nation God's choicest blessings. Wherever we've gone wrong, whatever we've done wrong. As we go about celebrating, let's also pray for our country's future and prosperity, so that we'll be able to leave a better country for the next generation to come. This is the biggest thing on radio anywhere in the country, and I dare say the best thing that has happened to Liberia. The conversation, stay with us, don't you go nowhere. Let's now go across the African continent. The year definitely was making news in other areas. A South African court has ruled in favor of President Cyril Ramaphosa's bid to temporarily halt a parliamentary inquiry looking into whether he should be impeached over what has been dubbed as Farmgate scandal. In 2022, an independent panel said Ramaphosa might have a case to answer after burglars stole huge sums of cash hidden in the sofa from his private farm. The president denied any wrongdoing. At the time, member of parliament voted against establishing an impeachment inquiry. But in May, the Constitutional Court ruled the parliament had acted unlawfully by shelving the panel's report. Ramaphosa is now challenging the findings of the panel in a separate court case to be heard in September. The Constitutional Court's ruling in May paved the way for Parliament to revive the impeachment proceedings. A Tanzanian university lecturer who was arrested earlier this month by allegation of inciting anti-government protests has now been charged with terrorism. Melchizedek Kajaji, who works at the University of Dodoma, had appeared at the magistrate court to request bail for spending 15 days in police custody when the charges were changed. He was among more than 130 people arrested over planned protests calling for democratic reforms and justice for those killed in the post-poll crackdown last year. The July 7 demonstration were banned and did not take place. The academic will now remain in custody until his case goes to trial, as terrorism offenses are generally not eligible for bail. This fresh one coming in 30 minutes ago says the first volunteer in the world, a 37-year-old UK man called Ed Hunt, has received an experimental vaccine against the Ebola virus. He's the very first person. Hunt said he wanted to help others seeing news reports of the deadly Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The vaccine designed using the same technology as one of the UK's COVID vaccine was given in Oxford, where scientists developed it in just 8 weeks. Hunt is the first of 50 healthy volunteers aged between 18 and 55 men recruited for the trial. Happy birthday to all of you celebrating birthday on today. Again, happy pre-independence day to all Liberians home and abroad. Let's pray for our nation. Let's pray for ourselves. Let's pray about the future of this country, where we will be able to pass on to our children a more prosperous nation. One fine day, we'll build for ourselves a very better nation. A lot of things to talk about. 5 p.m. on today. The head of the Agriculture Training Bureau Institute of Liberia, April Bailey, will be my guest. A lot of reforms are taking place. We will bring you into the spotlight. 4 to 5 p.m. we're anticipating Labor Inspector John O.F. Campbell, commonly called Uncle JK, between 9 and 5. Did I say 5? Between 9 and 4 p.m. A lot of talk about. We will go deep into the San Matuez case. The court's overturning of the verdict. 15 jurors were arrested and imprisoned. 3 are now out. We'll bring you some of the legal explanation that we've done extensive research on, thanks to our judicial reporter Rachel Watson Riches, who helped along the way. Also talk to some lawyers who have compiled something for you. And then we look into the drug issues too. A lot of things are happening. A lot of things will happen again. But I'll leave you here. Stay with us, don't you go anywhere. Let's take a break. We'll be back with a fast check report right after this break. My name is Trokon Wrepue. Here we go.
We are passionate.
Hey Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow. You mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I'll just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank and innovation that real 5 and 6 so.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
I say, my people, First National Savings and Loans Liberia not do it again. Oh, I say, my people, y'all listen. First National Savings and Loan Liberia not do it again. Oh,
But when I come, why you shouting all around the place like you not found bank manager well so?
Namo, even if I found bank manager well, I would be very happy.
Like how now?
Because all the things that the First National Savings and Loans Liberia doing, it will really take away our stress. Oh.
In what way it will take away your stress?
Look, Namo, if you're looking for a good place to save your money you suffer for, or you want your money to receive good interest over a period of time, then go to the First National Savings and Loans Liberia. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, you can open savings account, current account, church savings, SUSU savings, and mobile banking. You will get account SMS alerts right away, meaning as soon you save the money, you will get message on your phone right away that you not save the money.
So Goku, the way you not do all the fancy then so what should do now if I want to open my own account?
Namo, when it comes to opening a saving account for church, school, and organization, you can call them and they can open the account for you right to your own house, school, church, or organization. If you want to pay your children's school fees, you can also do it when you call them too. Try to join them to make things easy for yourself.
I really missing good thing you.
Also, First National Savings and Loans Liberia can offer you different ways to do what the poor people call fixed deposit, or to keep your money starting from 13% per annual, meaning per year, for Liberian dollars deposit, and 10.25% per annual, meaning also per year, for United States dollars deposit, for what the poor people call fixed deposit. First National Savings and Loans Liberia. We are located on 10th Street, Sinker. Better still, you can call us on 0779 206 231 or 0886 027 466, and we will come to you. First National Savings and Loan Liberia is a microfinance deposit taking institution. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, we put you and your business first.
Your cars, generators, and other machines can last much longer when you use the right kind of petroleum products to power your engines. Sunek Group, located on Bushwood Island, is dealer and distributor of high-quality petroleum products across Liberia at available prices. At Sunek Group, we sell and distribute high-quality petrol, gas, and diesel fuel to fueling stations across the nation. Our highly trained, professional, and customer-friendly staff are always waiting and ready to serve you. We deliver your petroleum products to your destinations on time. No worries. Power your engines with the right kinds of petrol, oil, and gas today and save time and money. Come to Sunek Group, your one-stop distributor of high-quality petrol, oil, and gas. We are located in a BMC building opposite UBA Bank, just a block away from LPRC on Bushwood Island. For more information, call 0777 062 441 or 0886 473 164. Sunek Group, spinning the wheels of oil and gas in Africa.
Kebe, two of us from this town. I call you here to ask you about what we can do to make our tradition succeed.
Dede, the only thing we can do is to put here on the Women and Girls Protection Act, yeah? With this act, our traditional people will know our girls' rights and they will stop female circumcision.
Liberia's unique culture is our pride, but harmful practices must end.
A message from the Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia, AFL.
Good news to all travelers in and out of Liberia. Sumahoro Transport Service, STF, has introduced new fleets of buses in Liberia to take travelers from Monrovia directly to Ghana, Abidjan, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. We can also do connections for our passengers to Lomé, Cotonou, and Lagos, as well as Bamako, Dakar, Banjul, Kankan, Madiana, and Labe. We carry valuable items to your loved ones through our courier service. We also have delivery service to your various destinations upon arrival in Monrovia. We have taxi service to and from our parking station to your home. Please come to our red light office opposite Zone 9 Depot Police Station or call 0775 908830 0886 0555 558801 for bookings. ST is here to serve you.
The Liberia Revenue Authority, LRA, informs all taxpayers and the general public of the ongoing registration exercise for medium and large taxpayers in preparation for the transition to the value-added tax (VAT) regime. The registration process includes the deployment of an electronic invoicing system in accordance with Section 55C of the Revenue Code of Liberia as amended and the Income Tax EFD regulation. All concerned taxpayers are encouraged to register online on the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr by clicking on the Online Services tab, selecting GST or VAT registration, and completing the registration process. A team from the LRA will visit your premises to provide support for the registration process. Taxpayers are strongly advised to fully cooperate with the LRA registration teams to ensure successful registration and smooth deployment of the electronic invoicing system. Failure to comply with the registration requirements may result in penalties as prescribed under the amended Revenue Code, including other punitive measures. Please note that pursuant to the Liberia Tax Amendment Act of December 2025, approved on March 24, 2026, the Goods and Services Tax (GST) rate has been adjusted from 12% to 13% as part of efforts to facilitate a smooth transition to the value-added tax VAT system in 2027. For more information, visit the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr or call 0770 572 572. Signed, Margaret P. Crote, Commissioner, Domestic Tax Department.
Thank you. Welcome back to the conversation on OKFM. It's 26 minutes past 3 o'clock right here, and let's go straight into our discussion points. So, President Boakai is in Grand Bassa County, and Bassa is hosting this year's celebration of Liberia 179th birthday, if you want to say, or Independence Day. So Grand Bassa is the host in a very long time. That rotational method has not been held. I know President Shirley started that during her regime. They took the Independence Day celebration to several other counties across the country. Sometimes 2 other counties would jointly host. And I didn't really see that happen during the regime of former President George Weah, and then Mr. Boaga this year. The first, second, the third now is being hosted in Grand Bassa. And it's not a constitutional requirement, don't get me wrong. Before people say, oh, they wait into it and bring development. No, that won't. That the president's decision. Or that is the government's style or their decision how they want to celebrate. It's not constitutional. It's not by law that whenever there's Independence Day celebration, we got to carry it to one county. So maybe the Unity Party feel like, all right, let's continue where President Shirley stopped. That's our governance format. That will go to this county, we make these people to feel a part of the celebration. Who knows? Maybe next year they could take it to Central Liberia, Northern Liberia, or the Southeastern part. Person is looking at me, she want to take it to Grand G there. That could be, but it is the determination of the government. So the people there would definitely feel an impact. You know that, yes, they are part of the celebration. Unlike we all of us just said that in our Rovia program here at the Centennial Bavarian or the Executive Bavarian. Things are budgeted for. President Boakai's friends will come from abroad, joined by other national leaders here. Political leaders are invited. Some were termed, some were not. And their speeches are given. So it's not going to be that like that this year. All of the guests that will come to town or will come to visit Liberia, that will understand the spiritual advisor to President Donald Trump will be in country. She will travel to Buchanan. She will be a part of the ceremony. That's what the government said. So all of our international friends, our partners who will come to join us, will go to Buchanan. What it does is the local economy there is going to grow. The hospitality sector there will grow. The tourism sector there will make some money. The entertainment industry will also make some money because people will rent guest houses, people will rent hotels, people will go to beaches, people will go to entertainment centers, people will rent halls, and everything's going to happen in Grand Bassa. So President Boaga arrived on yesterday. He's staying there on today. I don't know whether he's going to be there tomorrow. He's going to be there Sunday. And then Monday the celebration starts. But I know he got other activities. But the concentration of the Independence Day celebration will definitely be in Grand Bassa County. And the Bassa people were staying ready to raise some very huge revenue. Because, you know, when the boys with the big, deep pockets in these counties, a lot of things will happen. They will eat, drink. Some of them who can drink better wine. There's some other wines and gin on the shelf that people are not buying easily. They will buy. They will sleep in some of the best hotels in Buchanan. They will visit some of the beautiful places. And some money will leave there for our people. So we are happy, the Bassa people. Let me take a side. We are happy to have the entire country conversion, the city of hospitality, the county of hospitality. And we want to thank the very young superintendent there, Caillou Johnson. Caillou is doing marvelously well. I've spoken about his developmental drive in Bassa before today, because I understand, I know that I pay a visit in Grand Bassa. No, we've gone for a workshop. And then the editor of Front Page Africa and I, Gerald Kwayin, decided to just pay the courtesy call on him. And he told us he wanted us to visit some of the projects he was doing in the country, and I was shocked. In New Buchanan, there's a very decent high school he's built there. I think it's completed and will be delegated. They most talk about superintendent compound. I saw that superintendent compound when it was what it was, and I went there and saw what he was doing there. And several other projects across Buchanan. You want to talk about the mini park he's built around the fence of St. Peter Clever High in Buchanan. You want to talk about refurbishment of the administrative building. You want to talk about what he's doing on the boulevard there. I mean, you want to talk about what he's also doing in the various districts. So Caillou is a man with a mind for development, and I am confident if he has the support of the county's leadership at the national level. I'm talking about the legislative caucus and the government. Funds intended for Bassa will be expended well. And there'll be tangible and visible progress in the county. So the president on yesterday turned on Buchanan City. Before turning on Buchanan, I know electricity has gone to other parts of Bassa. Compound 3 high electricity has an unfortunate situation when this thing about the cut down in the supply electricity came about. Unfortunately, they were affected. I don't know whether they've come back on. Some places when the road leading to Riverside County there, some villages there have electricity, but they turned on Buchanan and other parts of Grand Bassa County, and it was a very joyful moment for the people there. I was not born when electricity left Bassa, so it's been over 30 plus years. Buchanan as a whole has been in darkness. And what electricity does is it booms the economy. It gives light and life to the economy, because when there's electricity, when people are able to store their fresh goods, I mean perishable ones now, in a very good storage tank, when there's electricity to power hotels and hospitality centers, including restaurants, guest houses, to cut down the expenses on the purchase of fuel oil. And it's going to be good, because what it does is that once there's there's cut down in the expenses on power generation, self-power generation. More money leave with them. They will be able to top up salaries of workers. They will be able to put more money into the banking sector. They will be able to expand their businesses, and the prosperity of the nation comes now when its people continue to pray without doing something. That's one thing I believe. We don't need to be praying every day for this country to get better. It's part of our spiritual life that we pray for the country, pray for our leaders, pray for ourselves. But the 5 senses God gave us, we have to move, we have to work. The same Bible says, we shall labor before what? We eat. So if we just sit there and say, oh God, let they play 10 to you, let they play 10 to America, nothing is going to happen here. I believe so. But if we wake up, if we work, if we have that developmental mindset, and we're encouraging other superintendents and other counties across the country to take the lead. Nimba County is doing so pretty well. The female superintendent, Kawumi Apiagono, is doing extremely well. See Sanikode today. Ganta used to be the hot spot. But today, if you reach Ganta, you reach Sanikode, you want to be in Sanikode. See what she's done with the streets. See what she's done with the administrative building in Sanikode. See what they're doing in Ganta City and other cities, in Ban, in Saklepie, in all of these places, in Tapiata. You get jealous. We look up to see what Cape Mount, Bomi, Wrepue, River Cess, River G, Zwedru, in Grand Gita County, Sino, and all the other counties would do. So that every day we don't put our hand between our leg before our hand. Oh, and they come in, reach here, so we can do nothing. The leaders of these counties will have to wake up and strategize on how to beautify these places. Because if we don't do it, we spend the next 40, 50 years, like I always say, our kids will come and be asking us, why is this country like this? Why are you living this kind of country with us? And we'll have no face, we'll have nothing to say to them. We can do better. So the issue about drugs has been one of the challenges we face as a nation, and we experienced this on a very high rise when the conflicts in our country ended. During the days of Madam Sirleaf, during her first term, it wasn't the way it is now. Maybe substances were passing through here, but the proliferation and how people are treating the society and how a lot of people are taking it wasn't like that. During the latter day of the Sirleaf regime, it became common in Liberia. Young people started getting dropped. Young people started taking drugs on their own. Young people started being fed. Apparently, the transit point or the uses of Liberia as a transit point or as a destination might have begun at that time, because strange drugs started to come to the country. During the latter days of former President Sirleaf, Mr. Weah came to power. We had a whole society now where all of us were complaining. The people who call it less fortunate young people, they started increasing. Mr. Bwaka came to power. The same thing, they're increasing by the number. Every day you get in the street, you see new drug addicted young person, or you see new, less fortunate young person. It is because our previous fight against narcotic, and even what we started doing when Mr. Bwaka took over, was to target the people who are taking it. And not looking at the root cause or where it comes from, or who are those importing it. We were not careful with our borders. And what is hurting Liberia the most is that we have a lot of porous borders. Porous borders means the border crossing point, I got no security, nobody manning them. If you went to the RI, the security. Went to border crossing point, security. Went to Luwa, you get security. And all these big crossing points, you get security. But there are places that we share common border with countries like Guinea, Sierra Leone, and the Africa Coast. And you will not see security personnel there. People just swim across the water in the other country. There's interconnectivity or interconnectedness. There's intermarriages. So the people from Liberia will just walk, get on the river, get on the boat, cross, and they're in the Africa Coast. The people from Africa Coast do the same. The same way we in Guinea and Sierra Leone. So maybe people are using those means to smuggle something into the country, if they're not even passing through our main ports of entry. Today, we find ourselves in deep fundamental trouble. Today, we find ourselves in deep fundamental trouble, and the troubling part of it is how all of us say we are fighting. And then the information now emanating from our state security that people there are undermining the fight against drugs by compromising. So the police is investigating some of its senior officers. Yesterday, Craig would name Johnny Boladin, who was the one who says chief of intelligence. Can you imagine? Chief of intelligence, one of the most important individual within the security force, the police force, let me say, or even in the joint security. Chief of what? Intelligence. It was a man who admitted that he accepted $10,000 to make the poor feel comfortable. Because crowd people who put them in jail, were investigating for breaking all the boxes of, I don't know what in them. The postman say, the people say, they gave him $10,000 to make them feel comfortable. And what is hurting us the most is that some of the very people that we trust with power and pay a good sum of money are the people that are hurting the rest of us who do not have. We are the victim, and our victimizers continue to victimize us. Do you know how many people are working in this country and do not earn what people that Johnny Dean will earn per month? But he chose to compromise the interests of the state. Do you know all of you that are in offices that continue to corrupt the system? Do you know what it takes some of us and other Liberians on a weekly basis to even get food on their table? We gave you a job. We pay you handsomely. We gave you everything you need. You and your children live in better life. And then at the end, you compromise our interest. That is what I see. That is the Liberia that all of us sit in today. It's terrible. It is terribly terrible. It is. If we are not careful, we will be sitting here and people will be doing big beating in our book, compromising whole country interest. Because if people in our security sector at that level have admitted to compromising, how sure are we that they've not been compromising? How sure are we that these very people have not been compromising the interests of this country at the detriment of all of us? So July 26th coming somewhere, or even get sin. One man has taken $10,000 for his family already. 10,000 United States dollars. What some organ welfare for 3 years we will not reach. The man took it for him and his family to enjoy at the detriment of the rest of the country. That is wickedness. And the Bible says the wicked shall find no peace. You've betrayed the public trust. You are one of those responsible for our problems. If we even check better, Mr. D may have done some of these things before. If we check closely, people within our security sector may be closely involved in some of the things that are happening. How is it that we continue to treat our own country in this form and manner? I don't get it. How is it? And for people to think that the traffickers who are bringing drug into the country got no connections, whether it was before, whether it is now, I'm of 100% conviction that these people have higher up connections. Because if you don't have, you will never be brave to bring drugs into somebody's country. And trust me, drugs network, they are highly connected. When they want to deal with your country, they deal with top people that have influence. They do that. And we are hoping that these investigations are fast, they are to the point, and the people who are held responsible are dealt with on our laws. Already the Ministry of Justice has announced, I was privileged to be a part of that press conference. He has announced that the properties seized, or the properties in which the drugs were caught, will be forfeited. They are for the government of Liberia. So they won't be belonging to Mr. King. Wherever it is on the VP roll, it will be for the government of Liberia. They won't belonging to whoever people they caught, whether that somebody gave them the compound, or if for them, or if for some kind of big person who in government or not in government again, or a business person, that compound is forfeited. It is for the government of Liberia. Either we will sell it as a nation, or we will use it. When we sell it, the proceeds will go towards rehabilitating young people or the fight against drugs. That is what the drug law says. We'll leave it like that. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Let's go to what is happening with Mr. Tua. So the investigation by criminal Kosi, on a serious note, has sparked some important legal debate. And there are questions people are asking. Can a jury verdict, if there is credible evidence that juror violated, the court's sequestration order, or were improperly influenced, can that verdict be set aside? So we've managed to talk to some legal people. We've also spoken with the aid of some legal people and our judicial correspondent here also help us in some research. And the findings we're giving to you. So we talk about jury misconduct and jury tampering. According to court investigation, several jurors allegedly processed or they possess mobile phones and SIM cards, despite the court order prohibiting them, while on the court's mandate. So the telecommunication records or telephone records obtained by Orange, GSM, and Lone Star Cell NTM allegedly showed that some jurors made and received calls and text messages during the trial. If these findings are established, they may amount to jury misconduct, since the jurors are expected to decide cases solely on the evidence presented in court. So Liberia Criminal Procedure Law, Chapter 19, governs the selection and conduct of jury. If you want the Criminal Procedure Law, Chapter 19, when you look at Section 19.3, it allows parties to challenge prospective jurors for bias or other legal disqualifications before they are sworn in, before they can be accepted. Section 19.5, I just talked about 19.3. 19.5 also say or deals with the custody and supervision of jurors during trial, particularly where they have been placed on a sequestration. So it is important to distinguish between juror misconduct and jury tampering. What did our research find? Jury misconduct involves improper conduct by jurors themselves, such as violating court orders or discussing the case with outsiders. Jury tampering, on the other hand, involves attempts by third parties to influence jurors through bribery, threats, unauthorized communication, or other improper means. While Liberia Criminal Procedure Law does not specifically define juror tampering, such conduct may constitute contempt of court or other criminal offense. So we come to the motion, motion for a trial, a new trial. Another key issue is whether the juror misconduct can justify a new trial. Chapter 22 of the Criminal Procedure Law provides for post-trial motions. Under Section 22.1, a court may grant a new motion where, listen very well, a juror has been guilty of misconduct. The jury received evidence outside the courtroom. The prosecuting attorney engaged in misconduct. The verdict is contrary to the weight of the evidence, or legal errors occurred during that trial. So the provision makes it very clear that juror misconduct can serve as a legal basis for seeking a new trial. So there's different debate about it. Now, where the jurors have been, they've come up with a verdict. The court has ruled. They've sent them home. Whether investigation can start again. I know a lot of lawyers have spoken about that. Clarence spoke with one. Was it Clarence that spoke with a lawyer? I think so. Either Clarence or Judah or somebody. I don't know whether they've. But I heard one lawyer who said that plainly. That if the jurors rule and gave a unanimous verdict into a case, and if disbanded by the court and they go home, you can bring them back. Somebody made that claim or that comment. But again, what we're reading here is saying different. However, not every violation automatically overturns a verdict. The court must determine whether the misconduct was serious enough to affect the fairness of the proceedings or prejudice the right of the accused. So we come to our third point, which talk about the court's authority after a verdict. I will take my time. Another issue that's raised by the investigation is whether the trial court retains authority after the verdict has been delivered. Criminal Court C determined that it had jurisdiction to investigate allegations affecting the integrity of its proceedings. Before the proceedings, the court relied on guidance from the Supreme Court and emphasized reliance on Article 20A of the 1986 Constitution, which guarantees every person due process of law. This reflects the principle that courts have inherent authority to protect the integrity of their proceedings by investigating allegations of what? Fraud, contempt, or juror misconduct. Pleasant big check order. Or juror misconduct, even after a verdict has been returned. So for the talk about double jeopardy, perhaps the most difficult legal issue is the constitutional protection against double jeopardy. Article 21H of the 1986 Constitution provides that no person shall be tried twice for the same offense after an acquittal or conviction except as provided by law. Similarly, Section 3.1 of the Criminal Procedure Law recognizes that jeopardy attaches once a defendant has been arraigned, enter a plea, and a lawful jury has been impaneled and sworn in. Impaneled, it's IMPANELD, and so on. This raises a critical legal question. If juror misconduct is discovered before a verdict becomes final, the court may declare a mistrial or order the new trial under Chapter 22. However, where a defendant has already been acquitted, the constitutional protection against double jeopardy presents a significant legal barrier to any trial. The criminal procedure law does not expressly authorize a second trial following a final acquittal based on later discovered jury misconduct. Whether such an exemption exists is ultimately a constitutional question that only the Supreme Court of Liberia can definitely resolve. So we come to 5. In our research, part 5, protecting public confidence in court. The investigation goes beyond the conduct of individual jurors. It raises broader questions about public confidence in Liberia's justice system. The public must have confidence that the verdicts are based only on the evidence presented in court and not influenced by outside communications or violations of court orders. Whenever credible allegations of jury misconduct arise, the courts have a responsibility to what? Investigate them thoroughly while safeguarding the constitutional rights of another one involved. So a lot happening. So we started some criminal procedure laws. We we asked some very good questions. So Mr. Tue has meeting. He's not going any further. As far as he's concerned, his not guilty verdict stands. He is a free man. He wasn't a local radio. He said, I'm a free man. I'm going nowhere. And then his lawyers are saying they will take an appeal to the Supreme Court. Maybe Mr. Tue could be influenced or could be convinced by his legal team to say, oh yes, the law is the law, the courts are our courts. Yeah, let's work. Let's go back and go to the Supreme Court and exhaust all the legal efforts. Maybe that could be, but Mr. Tue has been categorical that he will not do any further court issue. He's a free man and nobody will do him anything. We'll go to the line to take a few calls to hear from you, fellow Liberians. We'll go to the line to hear from you, fellow Liberians. So we've been talking about the police barracks, I will not forget about it. That police barracks been over there. It's very dirty. When you see the wall of that barracks, you wouldn't think that officers are living there. We've called on Gregory Como and his men. We've called on the Ministry of Justice. It seems that nobody wants to pay attention. But every time we come here, we remind them. Every time we come here, we will remind them. The police barracks there when you're on Camp Johnson Road. What's the avenue? It's a Queens Avenue. Some kind of avenue over there. Very short. It comes from in front of Orange. That Orange office down Babas. Yeah. Right in front of Orange. It comes in red. Is it Orange or Lone Star? So Orange office is over there. It comes after the old Ministry of Gender. When you come in Broad Street, when you come in town way. So as soon as you cross, you come in front of Orange, the road is down, I think it's Queen Avenue, kind of Avenue, I know, but it's very short. It should not even be named. It's very short. You can walk over there 10, 15 steps, you've gone. Somebody need to get on that small road again. It's very short. So when you pass over there, you pass about the two churches over there, you come down, you see the SDA school and the church there, right opposite. So you have what they call the police barrier, a very filthy building. The walls are dirty. It's not a representation of our men and women in uniform. The police force must do something. They must do something. So every time we hear, we remind you, y'all got to do something about that place. If y'all say our officers are residing there, they do live there, do something. If you're getting pinned there, you put take well wash there. You got no money being there, budget of money. But some of y'all over there, people taking 10,000 a meeting. You put well wash on that thing. You make it look decent. The officers come from there, the uniforms clean, the building they come from in clean. Don't get me wrong, the officers there are very nice, clean, trained officers. But you make the building dirty because you, the authorities, have refused to upgrade it. Every time we come here, we will talk to you about it. We'll remind you until something is done about the welfare and the sleeping place of those people. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Trokon, I would like to appreciate you for this topic. I think this is a thing we need to be discussing for the farmer or country. Especially the people that we depend on to protect us. How will you be fighting drugs in a country then you are accepting bribe from the same people you are catching them with drugs? Many Liberians are not getting what you are getting. Many of us here to eat the days hard.
No man, to even pay your way to come to town that small thing. We pay people good money, then they go steal, they go do all kinds of things to us. What kind of people there?
For me, I think Liberians in general got to rise up to the occasion and only way they will come to their senses. Because you see that the Constitution, Constitution said, meaning they all make up, they set their own salary. These are things that we are employed because we are supposed to tell them, you're supposed to make it, but they tell themselves, we're making this. person is making this. These are things that really making us best in the country because they're not doing the right thing in the country because they see that their pocket are pumped and other people are suffering. They care less of it.
Okay.
You can do that to the citizens in the country.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person from the United States. Welcome.
Ambassador Trokon, Wrepue, the Rosa Cantonment. This is Cousin. I call from North Dakota, USA. How you doing?
I love Grand Pastor. Don't send me reverse. I'm a PO raw pastor man from We Nation. Let's hear you, brother.
Judah say from Riverside, so I far can say you from Riverside.
Judah, not able to tell that thing because I was saying you from Riverside as well. Don't, Judah, not able. I was saying different country than here country.
Man, thank you for the topic on the discussion, and I like the way you went over everything, and at least you touched a different basis. But there is the thing. Mm-hmm. The issue of this Samuel Tour thing, I think I call on Clarence show, I call on Judah show, I told Judah the same thing. You see, when people do investigation, there are reasons why they do investigation. Mm-hmm. And the reason there is a Lord, that law is there for certain reasons. And there are principles. So, you said Judah tempering, he said he did not see the reason why the lawyer have to put the case on hold. Yes, that was his argument. He must have had a conversation long on the radio. And I told him, Judah, let wait. The lawyer has reasoned. He reasoned. And in his reason, they wanted to establish whether there was a foul play. And now there is a foul play. Let's see what the next step is. Mm-hmm. What Honorable Tua is doing is mere bluff. You talk about precedent. I went back to Clarence. I said precedent. You said precedent. Before you have precedent cases, there was no case. You have to establish a precedent case before there will be a precedent case. So what about a precedent case and not precedent case?
Precedent without John from the start.
If it does not rule in a case, Trokon, who will all refer to a case?
No.
Why do people do research? What we do research for? Because there was evidence before another evidence. So to confirm that other evidence, there should be an evidence. So, okay, a Samuel Tour case will be the first precedent case in the world. There should be a precedent.
Okay.
This is a mere bluff. Let Samuel Tour start running around the place. He will have to go to court. He will still have to go and justify. Because for the fact that you admitted that they used phone, that violation of the law. And when there's a violation of the law, there is a penalty and there is a punishment for that penalty.
But one of what people have been arguing about too is when these people are under the court's jurisdiction, the people who are the defendant do not go there. Then how are they influencing it? How did the court even manage for these people to carry phones to where they were?
Okay, so it's fair enough. But do you know that they are human beings? They also can be influenced by different factors. They are human beings. There are different factors that can be influenced.
That could be another point too.
Librarians is challenge. And we are challenged because of financial inducement. People are suffering. People are poor. So what are we saying? Are we not being cognizant of the fact that people are suffering?
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Enjoy yourself in America.
Be cognizant of the fact that people are suffering. And people can accept bribe.
My man, how you doing the independence celebration over there again? I saw last year.
Independence celebration is the biggest.
You can be celebrating here in our country, in different country.
We got the biggest tomorrow. You're gonna see watch KNTV live tomorrow.
Imagine.
Gonna be live now in all of the states.
We'll be watching here. You're feeling we will go enjoy our own become my man.
Celebration start tomorrow. It start today. Actually, start today for the performance in Minnesota, and tomorrow will be a football game. There will be a lot.
Last year, people carry going there. I'm not trying again.
No, that one out Minnesota. Not all the states.
My man, bye, man. Yeah, I mean, different points are coming up. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Trokon. I'm having Johnson calling from Togo District number 4, the chairperson for the Concerned Librarian for Justice.
Yes,
You see, I got two issues. One is the tour, and the second thing is the drugs and the money issue. You see, the money that you see the people talking about bribery, there was no bribery. Because in the first place, there is no way you arrest drugs for almost $1 billion. And you now see cash money there. Drugs work with money. Drugs people, then they don't carry that money to the bank. They keep that money in the...
So everywhere they carry the drug, they can get the money back. These are the drugs? Why you not see that thing before?
Okay, they arrested drugs, bro, outside. They arrested $1 million US there.
Now we arrested $1 million US.
They arrested $1 million how you are like now in the country.
My man, I'm here. Stop. Don't cost me now. I'm here.
Okay.
Maybe somebody else will require to say that true or that lie, but I'm here say my man, boss man, they play now place where when you kind of want you be talking. Don't say don't put me off.
Okay, so you give me chance to speak. You ask for instance, I will give it to you.
But the one you talk about, they arrested $1 million boy. That's how they want. Stay asking. I hear that one. They say acting out not in the country. But go ahead anyway.
Let me give you another instance. All the drugs that the people display on social media, they display it with just money. Whether $200, $300, whether 10,000 US, 5,000 US. When they arrest the drugs, they get arrested with money. The people arrest drugs as the police director said, 400 plus million.
No, not 400 plus. It's don't lie on the man. It's 317 million. Listen to the man yesterday.
The people said 317 million. Go listen to the police director who press release.
Yesterday, the police director said 317 million. My man, it's okay. Thank you. The police director said 317. Although, yeah, the thing you want, I'm twisting. Hello? Yeah, man. The man again, people hot down there. Too much, man. My man, what my 26? I'm speaking Brazil with you. As soon as you drop this thing, send my thing to my number. Go ahead. How it would be the same kind of Bapoli and Lofa the same? Bapoli and Lofa the same? Bapoli and Lofa are the same because they put in Lofa can speak, they put in Lofa can speak better, they put in Bapoli can speak better, somebody put in Bapoli speak easy.
You got 6 different languages.
I mean, that's not an issue, but people from there can speak better and kissy.
Everybody speaking Basa.
They get B Basa, not everybody speaking Basa, they get different Basa.
People come from Riverside.
See trouble.
And
you talk about
you compare yourself me, you and Clarence. I told you.
Imagine all the dwarves in the land, one dwarves I thought about my friend.
Yeah.
Go ahead, AP, let's tell others. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my pastor brother. So I want to thank you for to be frank, man. Talking about your level of analysis now has greatly improved. I'm here listening to you,
because I'm getting older. I'm small boy.
Not that you're getting older, but your mindset now. But you're short man, half a short man to get old.
Hey, my man, talk the thing. Other people waiting here. That's short, man.
I mean, your level of analysis, I was particularly moved when you talk about the development in the different countries. If only everybody would just focus. Because no Chinese man will build Liberia for us.
Of course.
You talk about Kyle Johnson. And you talk about Miape Konopli. I mean, so far, these are the 2 best superintendents for me, over the last 2 years and 6 months. So if all of the superintendents, I've been to one of the countries, don't say I've been to one of the countries in the last 2 years, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. If everybody would just focus and say, look, okay, the government is giving us 10,000, we will put our mind to it, and then we will also source funding from our own county and build our county. Because if we wait for hand out, sometimes you are disrespected in while receiving a handout. So let's say, for example, if we all just do the same, one of the county superintendent just carry out development for 6 years. And then another group of people come 6 years. Within 12 years, when you go to some of the county capital, you won't make that up. Yeah. But unfortunately, people go to seek their own interests in some of the ways, and some people are not actually helping. And we can't tell the president to reshuffle or to change because he has the power. For me, to tell president change, reshuffle, no.
Okay.
People work with you and you know they are not performing, you know exactly what to do. So I want to thank all Liberians for maintaining the peace, for keeping the peace, because the government is not a rock. The government are the same people. It's not just the land. And I want to thank our president, for continuously exhibiting maturity and leadership. Had it not been for his wisdom and leadership, we would not have been to where we are because people wanted him to go and shoot people to the border. But you see today, that peace now kept us. So, but thank you, man. Thank President Poaka, and I wish all of us happy 179th anniversary.
Thank you so kindly. Hello? Hello? Go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, King calling for Ghana here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to speak on the issue of the drug and also some of your issues. Let's understand when it comes to some issue, the juror was charged and protected by security when they were carrying on their functions. So let's want to say if you are recording the juror and to prosecute them, then what would you talk about the security that was guiding the juror when they were in a very hotel room? That's one. And the second aspect is when it comes to the drug aspect, but now we're supposed to see Greg Coleman and be suspended while he's going through investigation or either to recuse himself.
Why you want to suspend the police chief?
The police now the guy who was disrobed doing the fast regime for armed robbery was also brought to the police post by the Greg Coleman. In fact, he elevated the man has of intelligence. We brought him in now, and the man.
So that why he won't resign for?
I come in. The NSA boss told him after the man have agreed that he received the amount of money for the video. Now, because the man went to regular owner, he arrest the man and say it was. Now knew he was in cahoots with the guy, and the man clearly stated that he received $10,000 for him and also gave him $2,000 for himself. That alone is that investigation. He should be able to receive himself and go through investigation.
You say somebody gave Greg. You say Greg say he gave somebody 2,000 or what? I hear that thing.
The chief of intelligence that was disrobed said that he gave after he admitted that he received the $10,000 for the woman and sent over to Greg Coleman, and Greg Coleman took $2,000 from in the $10,000 and gave it to him.
When the man spoke. When the man spoke and where?
When the interview at the NSA office.
You were there?
We heard a recording.
What kind of recording? You get it? You won't send it to me?
No, but you have the woman that get the money to.
Because all that thing you talking, I ain't hear it. The man Johnny said he told money and gave it to Gregory, and Gregory told somebody the money.
Yeah, and it's all full live. In fact, the woman herself said in fact the agreement was 7,000, but after the man have been released, they will be able to take the balance 10,000. And also the agreement that Gregory talked with people say, look, what we will do with this drug, they'll get us 60 million.
Oh,
they will be able to.
I mean, I beg you, man, start feeding nothing into the public. I beg you. Hello?
Hello, my brother.
Oh, that you talking now with the police and the NSA call you now, you'll be trimming. Go ahead, let's hear you.
I'm looking at my brother.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, all the propositions you read in the Constitution, they always say that when someone reported, you should call them back.
And you were listening what you heard.
I'm going to ask you that question.
No, I will not answer. You were listening. You the thing you hear talk about it. At least I'll be asking you questions.
I ask you from what you read. I will say what I read or what I wrote.
Boss man, I'm not here to answer you. I'm the one that's able to ask questions when you hear anything that you know it. I say it. I just be asking me questions, my man.
I was better than saying that somebody should go back to trial when the whole world knows that person is found no guilty. And then you say you get problem with your jurors. One of the people who won against the government, they are not the one that found the jurors. They are not the one that was looking for security to man the jurors. And then you say that when the judge finished with the hearing, they're not the same day the judge with the jury. And when you say 5 days, what happened all that time you not say, oh, they'll finish with the man, not guilty. The 5 days, weeks. And then you say the person should come back and listen to another trial. What listen to that kind of thing? And the person I said they want people in their country here. Some of that time was 2 months ago. Our man is running for all.
Nothing will happen, my man. I forgot about that one. No trouble will come here. Thank you. No trouble coming here. We're not here for that one. Hello?
Hey, Trokon. Hello?
Hello? I'm fine. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Trokon, thank you very much for picking up my call. This is Pokai Heron calling in from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Trokon, I listened to your analysis and everything. Thank you very much for educating the people. You know, the rumors in Liberia is so terrible that we forget the real point, and then at the end of the day, someone just come up with any information, and then they run with that information, and everybody take that information, and it become true to them. This is very bad. If we Liberians decide to fight against drugs, we need to have one word, one conversation, one belief, and fight these cartels. Look, Trokon, let me tell you something. Cartels destroy a country. Drugs is money. Millions. You're talking about millions of dollars. And if we Liberians do not hold together, this not about Unity Party, this not about CDC, this not about CMC. If we Liberians decide to say, you know, that Unity Party government, so let's just say and throw out false information out there, I can tell you for sure, when a bus fire, everyone's going to suffer for it. Our children are the ones that are suffering. It is not. They just do not know CDC or CDC policy. They do not know Unity policy. The drugs is affecting both Unity policy and both CDC policy and any other party. So thank you very much. And for another issue I have is the summer 12 issue, the trials. Look, summer 12 should start bluffing around that he is not going to go to trial every day. If you don't go to trial when the case open and they call you to go to court and you refuse to go to court, you're going to go to jail because it's a contempt for court. So you'll be charged. You need to go and face in the law and go through the process again. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's hold it there as it lays and talk to Mr. John O.F. Campbell. John is on his way, but he's caught up at some point. We will speak with him on the line while he's making his way here. This is the conversation on OKFM 99.5. We will take a break to be right back as we go ahead to call John O.F. Campbell, who is going to be on the line with us. He should be here in person. Unfortunately, he found himself in some traffic. But as we speak, he's going to be coming if he's here on time. He will join us in the studio so that we can have some conversation. Let's listen to this one as we prepare to have Mr. Campbell on the line. 5 p.m., the ARTB head will be here as our guest.
So much pain was made to shame. I got drained. Spat on my wings. Why didn't you scream? I got blamed. Said it was me. Now I am ruined. Now I'm not me. Yes, you swore you snatched my pride away. I'm not gonna let you take my voice away. Yeah, you swore you took my pride away. I'm not gonna let you take my voice away.
So that police barracks is located around, that place is called Houghton Avenue. I was in Queens, but it's Houghton. It's just 10, 15 feet. It's called Houghton, but let's go on the line now and talk to the Labor Inspector General of Liberia, Mr. John O.F. Campbell. Mr. Campbell, welcome. Thanks for joining us wherever you are.
Well, thank you so kindly, my dear brother.
Why are you not hearing, man?
I'm in a traffic. you know that the season is already in the corner, and then leaving the office, and then I decided to pass through Ghana's to get to you.
Oh wow! How's your how? No problem. We can keep talking while you're on your way. How is your office, by the way? When people hear labor inspector, a lot of things come to mind. And you know, the first time we had a conversation here, there were so many questions and concerns raised by Liberians. How is your office?
Well, that exchanges that we had the last time brought a lot of people out.
Okay.
And I hope to continue those exchanges on the radio so that our people can be educated on their rights and even the investors also know their right as well. You know, after we spoke on the show and we left, we received tons of calls from our citizens who call us to intervene in situations. Most especially some are like wrongful dismissals. We investigated those ones. Some of them, like the issue of people who have been dismissed long ago, and then they wanted to raise those issues again. We look at them and look at the merit of it, whether it requires us to look into it, and other issues. People keep coming for us to intervene, and the Ministry of Labor now is open to the public. The eyes are open now. People coming to the ministry, most especially people. You know, can you imagine? I had a situation the last time where this lady was working with a clinic, and then that clinic telling the lady that it is rainy season now, you can go and rest, and then when the dry season comes, we will call you back. That is a clever attempt of telling the people that we don't want you to just dismiss them. So my question to them, to the entity was, so who will pay this lady while she is seated?
Yeah, because you've not dismissed her from your employer yet.
Yeah, so it is better you be clear with the lady that you're no longer interested in having her at your entity, and she knows that, than for you to tell her to go and rest, and knowing fully well that the institution is operational, then you tell them to go and rest. After the rainy season, then you will call them back. So who will be responsible for them now while they are seated? So we look at it. At the end of the day, it was established that they wanted to dismiss her. But when we decided to intervene later on, they said, no, we're just observing certain things, but she can come back to work. And, you know, she can come back to work. Those are situations that we continue to see on a daily basis, but we're trying to intervene. And on all the skills, I can tell you freely that people are coming, Liberians are coming to the Ministry of Labor now for redress. Unlike before, they were not coming because they never knew the way out. But since we interacted on the radio and a few engagement that we had on the feed and we decided to go live, people have begun to come to the ministry for redress.
What are the common, ones that are coming, not the common, but the frequent, complaints coming before your decks?
Now, wrongful dismissal. Wrongful dismissal are more or less coming on our decks. And those wrongful dismissal, sometimes the fault comes from the workers themselves, some come from the employer. So, for instance, I had a situation that the guy from River says, he asked for them to give him a 1 week excuse. And then they granted him that 1 week excuse. And then his lesson got expired, and he needed to come and renew it. So he asked the people to give him that 1 week excuse. So they granted him that 1 week excuse. Instead of him to come to Monrovia and renew that 1 week lesson, that his lesson that got expired, he decided to go spend that whole 1 week to his family. And then after he came back, he decided to ask for additional 4 days again. The people said, no, boss man, we can't grant you this one again because you have 1 week and we give it to you. And then why you want to use this one? Because that one we will give you, you should have used it to go and renew your lesson. And he was taking close to $500, my brother. So he himself took upon himself and took the leave and went.
Without the management approval.
Without the management approval. So when he came back, the management said, no, boss man, so you can go. You took the excuse by yourself. So he was claiming right. So we made him to understand that, boss man, while it is true that you entitled, they should give you that leave of 4 days, but they granted you 1 week and you yourself admitted He said because he never had the time, because sometimes you go home late, you can't be with the family, so you use that one whole week to be with the family.
But who responsibility could that be?
That's the point. So we managed to talk to the management. His action was in a 14 days. He had worked already, and then he took that full day absent. So we just told the management to pay him his 1 month. You know, we talked to the management because the management wanted to dismiss him totally, because the law is clear that if you have a disorderly conduct with your boss can terminate your contract immediately. All the benefit, everything associated with it, you will not receive it. Wow. Because he took the leave, they did not give him the leave, he took it by himself. It means that he wanted to be boss by himself. So he could fulfill that he 1 month pay, but we decided to talk to the management, and the management gave him a 1 month pay. Those are issues. Those are issues that we always get in wrongful dismissal. Sometimes the people don't understand. So if you ask for instance, you're sick, some of them can feel sick. You go home, you are sick, and then you, instead of you to communicate to your boss directly or your supervisor, you say, "Oh, I will just do it the next day." It's wrong. It is better you communicate directly to your boss and let your boss know that I'm sick today, I will not be able to come. And the law says if you come in now to authenticate your illness, you should bring a receipt to verify or to authenticate that you were really sick and you went for treatment. So all of that, our people don't know. Sometimes they're sick, they go to the hospital, they get their receipt. Some of them will carry the receipt to the entity, they will not do it. They will just sit down by themselves. Yeah, they will sit down by themselves, and at the end of the day, when they ask them for a document and they can't produce those documents, it become a problem.
The lack of understanding of the labor law and the rights of these workers and what they're supposed to do and not to do, Mr. Kamba, is a major issue and requires attention from, if not just your department, the Ministry of Labor and the government of Liberia, with some level of high awareness so that people know where they stand, what they're supposed to do at what time, and what they do not have to do. What intervention is the Ministry of Labor through your department that is quite frankly responsible for those doing?
And those are issues that are in my work plan for this year. Remember, I just got appointed. I think I'm just 6 months in this position.
Oh, remember, you've been making money with 6 months, huh?
You know, can you imagine, like, bro, you been sitting down long, your men been seeing you, nothing, and then they get you appointed, you know what it means? You got to conjugate, my dear.
All right, I want to go ahead with beauty.
So it is in my work plan so that we can be able to do a regular radio interaction with our people. And, you know, have maybe an hour on zero radio stations so that we can be able to educate our people on the labor law and what are their rights, where they need not to go, their limitation, where they are limited, and, you know, all of that. Even the companies, those newly established companies, some of them don't know the labor law, and even some of the lawyers that are representing those entities, some of them don't know the labor law. So they just feel that the regular law that they understand, sometimes they apply those laws directly with the labor sector, and it does not work that way. So they have a specific law that is associated with labor issues. So some of the lawyers don't know. Sometimes when they come, they will argue, but later on they will understand that it is different from where they are coming from. So these are challenges, but I agree with you. We will have to have these things regularly done on the radio so that our people will be educated, know their rights. So sometimes, take for instance, the man is supposed to work for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You work for 8 hours, and in that 8 hours, you have 1 hour there of rest. But sometimes they don't know. So they will just work throughout the day, and sometimes throughout the month. No rest for them in our 8 hours. Sometimes they will work for that whole 8 hours, no rest. Sometimes when they go eat, their employer will just be behind them. Or you go to work, you go back to work. Or you go back to work. Somebody don't know, they will just you finish eating less than 5 minutes, you go back to work. No, that's not what the law says. The law says if you go for your lunch, you have 1 hour there to relax yourself, have a super reflection, then you go back to work in that 8 hours. So, but some of them don't know. And then the overtime calculation also. How they calculate their overtime, they don't know how to calculate their overtime. So some of them just think that the overtime is as the same as the
regular
amount
thing
that you receive for you receive for the whole. And the last time we were on the radio, sorry, the calls will be, like that because of the local call.
Yeah.
Then sometimes you will see some of them the hourly rate. You're supposed to receive $5.50 per day, and the law says you should work for 26 days in the month. So if you calculate that $5.50 times 26 days, you will get 143. So all of that, some people don't know. And
these local costs.
Basically, those are things, and the one I wanted to also bring to your attention and to the public attention is that if you are working with a company or an institution, your responsibility as a worker is to obey your boss. To obey your boss at work. Sometimes the language barrier also play a key role also. So take for instance, I'm a Liberian speaking English and you want to work with a Chinese man who does not understand English, only Chinese. So you got to understand that some people, because they want to work, take for instance, the man is an electrical engineer. And they brought this Chinese man who is an electrical engineer as well. They may expect you to know the differences between the wires and the sockets and the spanners that you will use, the tools that you will use. But some people, they know that they are not electricians, but because the job business hard, they say, oh, I'm an electrician. And then you go there now, between you and the man, and before you go to do that specific work, your supervisor will tell you exactly what kind of work you're going to do. And then you are going with a Chinese man or a foreign national who does not understand English at all. So they expect you to know exactly what you are about to go and do at that particular place. But sometimes because you are not career to that particular thing to do, you will find out that there will be a lay exchange or there will be lay barrier between the foreign workers and the Liberian workers. So those are also things that we encounter.
Great.
And then on the issue of because as we speak right now, the team is on the field in Monserrado County. Inspection is ongoing in Monserrado County.
Okay.
We divided them into 7 zones, 7 different zones. So they will be coming to those business institutions. They will be asking for work permit. They will be asking for semi-annual report. They will be asking for their labor statistics and also speaking to the workers. They will be also looking at safety as well. And then looking at the wages that they paying them. Some people don't know they pay below the belt. Like the last time we were at the place there, we told you about the security sector.
Yeah, the private security, yeah, sure.
Those people are underpaid. And
they are not just underpaid, they are grossly underpaid. Grossly
underpaid, my brother. Grossly underpaid. Because can you imagine some of the entities pay above the minimum wage. Some entities pay 200, 250 for the security person. But those entities that they give those contractors to secure their building, to secure their businesses, they pay those people below the belt. They pay them below the belt. So the ministry now and the Ministry of Justice are working on modality to ensure that we will have an enforcement exercise done by the Liberal Immigration Service, the police, and the Ministry of Labor to ensure that we look at their document, we look at their contract, we look at how much they are paying
their payroll.
Well, especially their payroll, because you can't be receiving $200 and then you're giving the private security $80. For God's sake, man. And the men will work for the whole day. Some of them spend over 9 hours. 10
of course, they pay somebody as low as $60. $60
for what? So the Ministry of Labor, and thankfully the minister is somebody who can listen, Minister Cooper W. Cra, and very far-sighted, have already begun the arrangement with the Ministry of Justice and LIS. The moment the inspection for Monserrado County is completed, we will begin the issue of security institution inspection, and even government, the private schools. Mind you, the private schools, because they are owned by Liberians. Some are owned by Liberians. The teachers, how many they paying the teachers will also go to those private institutions. And even ECOWAS, our ECOWAS citizens. So we are doing it separately because the ECOWAS citizens, sometimes you go, for instance, you go Claratan. It will shock you to know that when you see somebody who is a Nigerian, you will know that the person is a Nigerian, but that person will be having a voter card. How did you get that voter card? Because the man was saying that voter card is a reliance that he's a Liberian because he voted. Because our law says that only Liberians can have that privilege to vote in our country. Some of them will say they naturalize themselves. So if you naturalize yourself, we want to see all of those documents from the court. So that one, ECOWAS, is very peculiar, so we will be able to do that separately. We don't want to do it jointly. That's the reason why this inspection in Mossorado County is not targeting ECOWAS citizens, but it is squarely other foreign nationals. But the moment the Mossorado County inspection is over, we will begin the inspection of the ECOWAS citizens, and then those security sector, and even hospital or clinic and schools, private schools. Because can you imagine some schools in our country, can you imagine the people below
Of
the
course,
belt,
yeah.
below the belt, far below the belt.
Clinics are doing the same.
The clinic, can you imagine some of the clinic, they will pay the people sometimes 10,000. They feel that plenty of money, 10,000, no, it below. It below. Some people go to work, they sleep at work. So somebody who go to work by 6 o'clock in the evening and leave from there by 8 or 7. You know how many hours they have worked for? And then you check how much they're paying, and they're paying them 10,000 and 12,000. So all of those clinics, those hospitals, those schools, those private security firms, those ECOWAS citizens will be coming to them to examine their work permits and also talk to their workers.
Their operations.
Their labor statistics will be looking at their labor statistics and looking at their semi-annual report. Their payroll will be also looking at it to know that they are in good standing according to the labor law. Great
step. The last time we were here, Mr. Kamba, we also talked. You also talk about your county tour and some very, very terrible findings came out of that tour. Have you been able to look back? Have you heard from those various places since you returned to Monrovia? Are there plans to do another tour so that people are in compliance of some of the violations you think they've carried on?
Yes, basically that's the reason why the ministry is decentralized. The ministry is decentralized. We have commissioners in those various counties, and then we have inspectors that are helping those commissioners to ensure that these things, the labor law is enforced. So basically, those guys are on top of their games. So that nationwide inspection that we did, those violations that we observed, because the power is invested in the commissioner there to issue fine, to issue regulation, to ensure that they cite those violators, and also if there are penalties associated with the violations, the commissioners can do that. And so when we did the nationwide inspection and those violations that we saw, those gaps that we saw, we told the commissioner so that they can do follow up with them and ensure that they are in compliance. And some of the commissioners are giving us good feedback that they have gone back to those places and those people are in compliance with the violation that we saw, and they gave them corrective measures, and they were able to live up to those violations that they had, and they corrected those violations. So basically, we have our commissioners who are tirelessly working in those rural counties. Take for instance, the last time I went for an investigation in Nimba, Matokodi. And the commissioner there is doing very well, doing a fantastic work. He led the team all the way to Matokade. We went, we did the inspection, the investigation, and we came back. And those findings that we had, and the minister, we submitted to the minister, and the minister will be acting on them and sending the report back to the commissioner for the commissioner to enforce those violations that we saw.
People will think that most of your inspection will target smaller businesses and institutions and not the big guns. I'm talking about bigger companies and investment in the country. Have you been able to go to some of the big investment to see what they are doing there and whether they are in violation or they are in straight line with the laws of the laws that govern our labor sector?
Yes, and the most Rhino County inspection that we are on currently, the most Rhino County inspection that we are on currently, of course, we are going to entities, those big entities. We are on our inspectors are going there, and I myself, because I'm ex-official on all the teams. So when we are going to those BB entities, of course, myself can lead the team so that we go to those entities and we assemble those workers, get first-hand information from the workers. Like the team that is on the Wrepue build. So we'll be from Claratown all the way to Douala, all the way to Pool River. When we reach to Seti, of course, myself will be with them with Seti. UCR, myself will be with them. K&K, myself will be with them. Fuani, myself will be with them. All those places, those major places that I know that have huge investment, myself will be with them so that we can know exactly whether they are living up to the labor law of our country. Because you can't have people, because of the big investment, they feel that they can hire under the canopy, or because they are big and they know they are in connection with higher ups. For me, I don't look at that. Once I go to an entity, and of course we enter there, and we able to interact with the workers, and the workers give us their feedback, and we take that feedback, we note the feedback, and if it is against the labor law, we tell them to do the right thing and give them corrective measures. Of course, we are doing that.
One of the complaints we've gathered from, people who serve in the position you serve, you serve now, people who served there before, has been that, when they go on these inspections at these institutions, people take their phones and call their bosses and the higher ups, like you were saying. Have you experienced that before, JK?
Well, if I tell you on this radio that I have not received that, then I will be lying to the public.
So people are really brave that when you go for inspection, they call your bosses.
Work with me. For me, I can tell them clearly it does not work with me. It does not work with me. I always tell them why it is true that the president gave me this mandate to do the work for the Liberian people. This place is not a place that I'm supposed to be for my entire life. It's not. I'm not there for my entire life. I'm just a transit. So I will do the work that the president gave me the mandate to do. If anybody comes my way to say, oh, they want to twist the law, I will. Let me lose my job. I will stand my ground. I will stand my ground. If it will cause me to lose my job, I will lose it, but I will stand my ground. Once it is against the labor law, I will stand my ground. I will not go to an entity where I'm seeing a broad day violation and then somebody from higher up call me and tell me, oh, JK, leave it. I will not leave it. If it will cause them to fire me for that, it is up to them, but I will not leave it. I will ask them to do the right thing, and they must do the right thing. And thankfully, the minister can listen. And I have not encountered any situation of such. Of course, I can go, sometimes they won't come. I can tell them, say, I'm not listening, let me do my work. If I finish doing my work, then the violations are there, the corrective measure that they will give it to the institution, and let the institution live by those corrective measures, and let it live by the labor law of our country. Of course, I can do that. But to say somebody will call me to say, oh, JK, leave from there, you're not supposed to go there, I have not experienced that.
What other challenges are you facing that need some intervention from the national leadership in terms of the job you do? And the last time you were, we talked about far to rich areas. What are some of the challenges, Mr. Campbell?
Yeah, the challenges are there, more especially the issue of a vehicle.
Okay.
Because you have so many inspectors, and the inspectors going on the field, cases are coming. People can bring their case to us. For instance, somebody is wrongfully dismissed, and then we going to do findings. We're supposed to accompany that person to the entity. Then you expect that person to pay our way to go. No. So we need vehicles at the entity so that we can be able to facilitate the process. So once the person brings their complaint, we just immediately assign inspectors, get on the vehicle, put the person in that vehicle, and then you can go strictly to the institution so that you can be able to resolve that matter. So we have been doing that because the vehicle that is assigned to me, most especially when they bring issues concerning the wrongful dismissal, of course I use my vehicle to carry the inspectors and the complainant to the institution to go and see whether what the complainant has said it is true, and once it is established that it is true, then of course we cite them. We cite the institution to come along with relevant documents, and even the complainant, we tell them the assigned time or date for the investigation, for the conference. They will come, and then we hear both sides of the party, and then if there is a resolution for us to go to, we can have a resolution on that. But the major challenge is the issue of vehicle. Even those in the rural part, some of the commissioners have to reach areas, they need motorbikes. Some commissioners only motorbikes, they have some places they need. Can you imagine if you're going to one of the concession area, you ride a motorbike and you carry only one motorbike? At least if you have a vehicle or a car that will be able to accommodate police officers and even inspectors to go and enforce the law, it will also help us. So we are calling on national government, at least they can tap up the budget of the Ministry of Labor, and even the issue of the salary. The salary is a little bit low, but I know they will improve. I know the minister is always working to ensure that the salaries of our inspectors and even the workers at the Ministry of Labor get improved. They are working on it. But we are asking that the Ministry of Finance can add it up so that at least our inspector can be dignified, in terms of salary as well, so that they can be able to do the enforcement very well.
One last quick question before you drop the line and I take some calls. What collaboration do you have with the LMP? Because some of these enforcement, there are times to go and people might get resisted. What collaboration do you have with the police?
Yes, firstly, I must thank the Inspector General of Police. He's doing well, more especially the police officers to those various zones. Once we have serious issues that require their backup, they don't hesitate. Okay. They immediately help us to enforce the law. That I must give it to them. So sometimes when we go in, if the LMP is not there, we use the immigration. Because the immigration also have a part to play.
They're joint security.
Residence permit, yeah. So on the issue of the residence, the immigration also look at that. And then the issue of work permit, we look at that. So sometimes when we are going on an enforcement, we do it jointly. We involve the police, we involve the immigration service. Sometimes also we involve LRA on the issue of the receipts, because some people can duplicate the receipt or sometimes they fake the receipt. So but LRA will look at those receipts and look at the authenticity of that receipt, and also they also look at that as well, because once you don't have the card, the work permit card, sometimes you have the receipt, and that receipt, to authenticate that receipt, we can give it to the LRA to authenticate the receipt to know whether it is valid.
All right, sir. Thank you. I know you, whatever ways you are monitoring, just keep monitoring as we end the call with you, so that when we call you back, you may have heard the callers and be able to respond to some of the concerns.
No problem.
He's John O.F. Kamba. He's the labor inspector of Liberia. We're having conversation with, the labor sector is a very big sector, and it is the lifeline of the Liberian economy. There are a lot of violations. You go to companies, people are disrespecting certain provisions, and he talked about the private security. People at the private security sector are earning as low as $50, $60. You go to clinics, you go to health institutions, people are grossly underpaid. Private schools, the same things are happening. But let's talk to a few Liberians. Hello?
Yeah, Trokon, how you doing?
I'm fine. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is Washington, but I call around the 72nd area. And I listened to the guest, although you are speaking on the phone, but actually you observe the sincerity in your voice. And the labor area, a lot of people are pushing, people were dismissed every time, and now the people are back to work. And I think the president need to amend the pay their salary because they are doing well, because every community people are getting back their job. So I commend them, and I pray that the president will listen to them, and do what they want to carry themselves so they can do more, because they are taking great advantage of people in flow work. It can also, but the government took over. There are a lot of people are happy to believing that they are getting their job back. You see, so thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you so kindly, and I pray that you will succeed. Thank you so much, Trokon.
Okay, sir. Thank you too for calling us. Hello.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Let's hear you.
This morning is calling from Iron Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think the minister or the inspector rather. I want to know if you're working with an institution, they don't have right to issue a handbook. Because I'm working with certificate, no handbook. So they won't go into it.
Okay. So you're asking whether the institution can issue handbook or not. All right. I hope he's taking note. He will respond to that. Hello.
Trokon.
Good
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon to His Excellency President Boakai and Honorable John Okama. So this is Samuel D. Pepper, and I join you from Magiri. Okay. I don't like Canopy and United Party in the Ledger Bureau. Let me say happy independence to every Liberian, whether in Liberia or abroad. Let me appreciate him personally for what he's doing for the country. I think it's not just a deliberation, but when it comes to his course of work, if he follow his work, he's saying you're appointed, I think, December to January. He has been very much effective. I think there are a lot of guys who work with him, or maybe Liberian who praise him a lot, especially so people who really had not known him before, but when you interact with him, a commonality, a flexibility, always speak well. So I want to use the time to say thanks to him personally for me, because Trokon, if you ever follow Julius, Honorable John Okama had made personal intervention in my situation when I was in Broadway that led me to display in my giving. He has said that I shouldn't say on the radio, but again, my conscience will not serve me well. He one person who told his salary they gone. I think he called me, said, Samuel, you're one of those person who support the government. We will not give everybody job near the president, but when situation arises, especially people that we know, we had to intervene. So I want to say this to him. Thank to you for my personal intervention, and thank for your office. On behalf of the country, cannot do this. People are watching, and the country is watching. Only society will judge you for what you're doing for the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Alfonso M. Shaw, and I phone in from 6th Street. Yeah, I heard the honorable man speaking very clearly. But my question has to do with the decent work out there, for which he didn't touch, he didn't talk anything about it. The decent work out bill ended since last year, 2025, because it was past 2015, and it should be revisited after every 10 years. But up to now, we haven't heard anything, and we're still making 143. And 143 can pay our school fees again, send our children to school, and do other things for us. They are making big money, but they are saying that 143 okay for us. We are paying rent. We're doing every other thing. Why is it that they are not speaking about it?
Okay.
So that's my question to him.
Okay, he's listening. He will respond to that. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, Trokon. Good evening to the RG there.
Let's hear you, boss.
Your studio girl that is in Ascension. Yeah, this is Pastor Command. They are called as the national chairman of the European Intellectual Bureau.
Let's hear you.
President means say kudos to the RG for bringing reform at the level of the inspectorate department at the labor ministry. That place was a top ground. But at least today, since the ascendancy, we are seeing, Khan has returned there in the issue of, reproduction of labor abuse that used to take place within the labor sector over time. At least today we are seeing, drastic decline in the issue of labor abuse. So that's the important that his office is working diligently to ensure that Liberians get fair treatment at their various places of work. But the issue of labor abuse and the issue of people being underpaid is something that is very common in our labor sector of Liberia. So to have a labor inspector who is very much proactive, that go into the different country of Liberia, monitoring the working conditions of Liberians or people who work in the various sectors, I think, work commended. So let us say kudos to him for job well done. So well done. So thank you for picking my call.
Thank you. Let's take the very last call, then we return to Mr. John O.F. Kamba. Hello.
Trokon, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Let's hear you.
Thank you. And let me say good evening to the Liberians who are in the broadcast. So this is Will William Covey, and I joined this conversation from District 3 as member and executive of the Unity Party Intellectual Bureau.
Okay.
Well, let me appreciate you so much and appreciate John O.F. Kamba, the Inspector General of Labor, and send his instructions at that positions. We've been receiving numerous testimonies from Liberians in the private sector that yes, they have carried complaint at the Ministry of Labor, being from their job site, wherein their rights were violated, and they've been giving testimony that yes, they don't always come back intervene into their cases and they receive justice and benefits are given to them. So some of us who are not in the private sectors, I think we receive these messages or information from Nigeria in the private sector. We say thank you so much, John O.F. Kamba. I think you are one of the new representatives, and you're playing a role model that some of us today outside government can look at tomorrow, and we depend on some of you in leadership that yes, there were people who set the path and we have to follow it. Thank you, Mr. Kamba, and keep on your good work at the Ministry of Labor. Thank you.
Great. Let's go back to the labor inspector to speak with him. A very labor inspector general to speak with him very quickly, briefly. The head of the ARTB is here in our compound already. We will host him very, very soon. Mr. JK, as you affectionately call, you listen to the caller. Somebody spoke specifically about handbook.
Yeah, I took due note of that. So it is incumbent upon every entity to issue a handbook, because that handbook will tell the employee what they need to do and what they're not supposed to do. So okay. I'm sure, like the issue he talked about, Seti brother should have a handbook. So all he needs to do is to ask for the HR at that institution, or they have a union there. I'm sure they have a union there. Let him ask the union so that they can be able to give him the handbook that will guide him in the process.
But if you get there too, as inspector, you can make some inquiries. Why employees are not getting the handbook?
So now that he has raised it, and we have not done inspection with the Seti's brother, when we get there, that will be my first priority to ask them as to whether they have a handbook. If they don't, then they will explain as to why they don't have a handbook.
Okay.
And then the next one, I listened to one of the callers talking about the decent work out of 2015. It is the wage for the minimum wage is too low to living up to the standards that we currently have. And I can encourage all of our citizens to put pressure on the legislature. Our lawmakers are the ones who set this threshold. So you need now to pressure them so that they can revisit this threshold, so that they can be able to ensure that it live up to the current reality. Because if they don't do it, we'll still continue to live with the 2015 minimum wage.
Yeah, times are changing.
Yeah, of course. So on that note, they have to pressure their lawmakers so that they can revisit the Decent Work Act, so that they can place a threshold at a certain level that will commensurate with the current day reality. And to inform our public also, I had a situation with the Platinum Hotel along the Sinko Congotan belt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one day I was sitting and I saw a group of workers, over 15 of them, they came to the Ministry of Labor and they asked for the minister for the minister, and the minister was not in office at the time. Then they referred them to me. And thankfully, when we went that day, that was my first experience, my brother. In fact, when I went, the people offered me drinks, water, and then the workers, they did not offer them water, they did not offer them drink. So I demanded that they carry what they brought for us back, serve them, and if they receive, all of them receive them before they can serve us. And then also, when they brought us food, and they did not bring them food, I also demanded that they give them food before they can give us food. And it is rare in some cases. You will not see people doing what I did that day. In fact, the children nearly blew me up. They said, we have not seen this thing before. I said, I have come to serve my country. So why will you profit me that I will come and sit here, you call me here to intervene on your behalf, and then the people serving only me and my team, and they are leaving you out? It will not offer weight. It's not a good sign. And in that process, that wrongful dismissal that they were about to administer to them, of course, we asked the entity to pay them. And they all were satisfied, and they went home rejoicing. And we still stand by that. And we will continue to do that to any entity that will come to us, or any workers that will come to us. And most especially, we notice that your rights were violated. We ensure that your right be restored. We ensure that your right be restored. So we are encouraging you to make use of the Ministry of Labor. Those of you who are in the labor sector, make use of it. Even the investors, those of you who are listening to us, you may not know all. There are things that you need to do as employer. And there are things that you need not to do as employer. Come to us, we will educate you on it, and those advices that we have, we will give it to you. But to say so proudly and say, oh, you are Dima God, nobody can test you. And if we get to know that, trust me, we will go after you. We will ensure that you live to the labor law of our country.
Thank you for taking our call. We expected you in studios, but unfortunately you could not be here.
My dear brother, but again, I'm elected. I'm very jollified. Like, let me use my brother, McLean Randall. I'm jollified. I'm gratified for you giving me this opportunity to air my view on your platform that is widely listened to. And thanks to the management also for giving me the opportunity to air my view.
Thank you. John O.F. Kamba is the Labor Inspector General of Liberia. We're in conversation for nearly 1 whole hour. We'll take a break. When we come back, Mr. Bailey is our next guest. He's from the ARTB. More to talk about here.
So much pain was made to shame. I got drained. Spot on my wings. Why didn't you scream? I got blamed. Said it was me. Now I am ruined. Now I'm not me. Yes, you swore you snatched my pride away. I'm not gonna let you take my voice away. Yeah, you swore you took my pride away. I'm not gonna let you take my voice away. Cause you are ruthless and now we know you are the devil, you're right at shows. Should be in prison to serve you a lesson. Taking it by force was premeditated.
Shame, disgrace, beans, ablaze. I'm not sure how to move. Cause every time I do, I see my clothes removed forcefully. I see blood on my womb. Can't trust the man I knew. That uncle touched me too, wrongfully. Yo, pardon me. I'm just a kid. I'm a little me. I was raised to call you uncle, not to watch you make me bleed. I'm so afraid, and you so scary. I'm not your prey, but you so daring. You had your way. I want my justice. Cause this is something I'm about to live with. This is something I'm about to live with.
Cause you are ruthless and now we know you are the devil, you're right, it shows. Should be in prison to serve you a lesson. Taking it by force was premeditated. Cause you are ruthless and now we know you are the devil, you're right, it shows. Should be in prison to serve you a lesson. Cause taking it by force was premeditated.
Yesterday we're married, today the matter. Tomorrow that's Sarah, someday it will be us. Yesterday we're married, today the matter. Tomorrow that's Sarah, Someday it will be us. Yesterday was Mary, today I'm Matter, tomorrow I'm Sarah. Someday it will be us. Yesterday I'm Mary, today I'm Matter, today I'm Sarah, tomorrow it will be us. Yesterday I'm
Well, thank you. Welcome back to the second and final phase of today's conversation on OKFM. Right after here, we take our weekend break. We'll also be on break on Monday because everybody got to enjoy the 26th. We'll be on Tuesday. Julius will be here, hopefully by God's grace. In our studios now is Mr. Abraham Bailey. Mr. Abraham Bailey comes from the ARTB, and it is now our first time hosting here. This time we will be looking at progress if made so far, because if you are a public official, you are definitely accountable to the public. So we call these people here, speak with them, ask them about progress they've made, the challenges there, and what are their plans. I mean, in the months or year to come. So the ARTB is the Agriculture and Industrial Training Bureau of Liberia. He is the Director General there. Mr. Bailey, welcome. Thanks for accepting our invitation on today.
Thank you, Trokon.
You can lift the mic up.
Thank you, and
yeah, great.
Thank you to the OKFM family for the opportunity to share what we are doing at the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau. I just wanted you to correct the information that it is our first time hosting.
No, I didn't say so.
Okay, maybe I got it too.
I said we've had here before.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
so,
not the first time.
Yes.
I don't host you plenty times. So
and let me say good evening to the listening audience, our Liberian people.
How's the work, by the way, in your office?
I think the ARTB is currently doing very well. Many of you recently have followed and supported us with some level of publicity around what we are doing. I saw the work that the OKFM and the other institutions recently did with publications of what we are doing around the renovation of the facility. I can remember how frustrated you and other people were
when you visited the first time.
Visited the
I thought people were not even working over
when you visited the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau, that's sometime back 2025, and today we are all happy with the new environment at the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau. But I credit all of those to you, the media, the development partners, the government of Liberia, especially President Joseph Newman Boakai and the Vice President for the level of support they are giving the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau.
Why did you have to do a whole renovation of the entire building? I saw some of your deputy posting. I saw you in some pictorials, you yourself doing some very hard labor work. When I say hard labor, not on the slavery, but I saw what you were doing as Director General. Why did you have to do a whole new renovation?
Yes, because the facility we inherited was so much, deployable. It was not really an environment for anyone to be comfortable about. Imagine, since we took over the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau 2024, it is only at this time we are comfortable to invite colleagues, our friends, family members to our offices, because to some extent we feel a little comfortable now for people to visit. At that time, the environment was so much toxic, much more, as a young man in an environment where you feel, not comfortable, not happy to, be in, but this is where you are. This is where you.
I was talking about some public buildings before having my first guest. You wake up in the morning, dress better. You go to work. The place you sit does not represent even your appearance.
Yeah.
And so it's embarrassing.
And this was the case with the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau. So most time we, at the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau, felt so much annoying, especially with the way the building and the facility were treated over time. Imagine since the Civil War, this is the first time the building or the facility was being renovated, and we thought that because it was not just stuck in one aspect of the building, we have to do altogether a renovation of the roof, the ceiling, the interior, exterior part of the building. So we have to just ensure that the place is comfortable for work.
Great. Let's go into our real conversation now. Yeah. The last time we checked, you had a mapping exercise with the FAO, which is one of your partners. How far have you gone with that exercise, by the way?
Yes, so the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, the FAO, is supporting the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau to be able to map out all of the technical and vocational education and training institutions across Liberia. So we have concluded sealing of that particular agreement. We recently conducted 3 days training of the enumerators and supervisors who are actually to support the assessment work in the field. And that assignment or exercise is to begin immediately after the Independence Day celebration.
Okay.
So we have completed already.
Is it going to be a nationwide?
Yes, it is going to be nationwide in the 50 counties of Liberia. So this one is actually almost 75% supported by the Food and Agricultural Organizations of the United Nations and the government of Liberia, because the government is also supporting in other areas to ensure that the technical and vocational education and training institutions across Liberia are actually being mapped. So in this context, we are targeting all of the different technical and vocational training institutions across Liberia. So we are targeting training institutions in the agricultural areas and the commercial areas as well as industrial areas. So we are going across the country.
That is huge.
Yes, to be able to map out all of the technical and vocational education and training institutions in Liberia.
The last time I had you here, our conversation surrounded reform within the sector.
Yeah.
You were concerned about, or R2 was concerned about, the proliferation of TVET institutions all over the place. One politician won't come to power, he builds something, people go there. When he's no longer around, it breaks down the curriculum. People are not following a regular pattern. What is it about the lessons in compliance and quality assurance we talked about the last time? How far have you been able to go?
So that process is on. Recently, we also conducted capacity building for the TV administrators and instructors, where we try to bring them closer to ensuring that the licensing processes are being understood by the institutions, administrators, and instructors. So that is ongoing. Currently, we have a number of technical and vocational education and training institutions that have already expressed interest in obtaining the technical competences licensing of the government of Liberia to be able to operate active institutions. So there are a number of institutions that have already expressed interest, and they are currently going through the licensing processes. Hopefully, by August, we should be able to assess number of them and come out with our findings, feedback to the institutions on what different areas that they need to focus to ensure that they obtain the license. Yes, this is currently ongoing. A lot of work is being done here. We have already communicated the standards to these institutions. They are aware currently of the different conditions that they need to meet to operate in the TV landscape.
That is strictly under compliance.
Yes, that is strictly under compliance. And we have already also worked with the Ministry of Education, who has developed or approved number of curricula that are in circulation. So currently there are about 18 curricula that the Ministry of Education has approved in different technical and vocational training institution areas, and those curricula are currently available at the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau that will be used, especially with ensuring those who meet the minimum requirements of operating TVET in Liberia to be issued the curricula for operation across the country. Yeah.
So a number of schools, like you said, are coming in conformity of what you want to see. What extra measures will you use to ensure that everyone else comply, so that you have a uniform system instead of what we had or we've been seeing?
Yes, so currently we are working with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ministry of Justice, and other institutions to ensure that the compliance measures are enforced. The Ministry of Education has agreed with us that whoever is not in compliance, especially those who already have accreditation from the Ministry of Education, moving on, will not receive that accreditation. We have to ensure full compliance before the ministry can go ahead to issue then extension of the accreditation, because the point is we are a little behind. I don't want to say far behind, because most time when you say far behind, it discourages more people.
Yeah.
But let me say we are a little behind our regional and continental partners who are moving ahead with ensuring TVET is actually standard, and that the young people going through TVET programs are equipped to the level of other regional, continental, or international levels, so that it is not the case of the noise or the argument we have yesterday that we are not considered, even though we are Liberians, but foreigners or aliens are being considered ahead of us, even though we have acquired technical, vocational training, skills, and other capacity. But in this case, what we are doing is to ensure that we level up, with our regional and international counterparts, so that we are placed in the category of satisfaction with what the industries or the employers actually want from us. Yeah.
Have you been able to enter any reform discussion with LIPCOM bill?
Yes. So LIPCOM.
What is LIPCOM bill, by the way?
LIPCOM
where do they come from?
LIPCOM is the Liberia TVET Commission.
Okay.
LIPCOM. So LIPCOM discussions have been on for some time. When we just appointed 2024, LIPCOM was the first discussions that we had with the legislature.
Okay.
At that time, the lower house, and then later the House of Senate, and then with our colleagues in government, the Ministry of Youth and Sports Education. LIPCOM has been discussed over time, and LIPCOM is actually the way through, because
so LIPCOM will replace ARTB?
Definitely.
Okay.
With the coming of the LIPCOM, the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau will be dissolved.
Okay.
The current the discussions we are having is that the Bureau of TVET at the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Youth and Sports will remain with the coming of LIPCOM, because LIPCOM is going to focus mostly on regulation.
Regulatory arm.
Yes. And this is the same role that the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau currently plays. However, since the war, attention to the Bureau has been limited, and that has actually created a gap in the sector.
Okay.
And because of that gap, to ensure that that gap is filled, ensure that the TVET sector is fully regulated, it is important to, elevate the argument or improved or increase the authority of the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau by establishing LIPCOM. So
what sort of authority do you want? Let's look at the summary of LIPCOM. What is there? What authority will it give you that you do not have now?
So there are a number of considerations, especially with LIPCOM. So currently the Ministry of Education, the sector lead for the educational sector is responsible for accreditation, issuing permits to the TVET institutions, and we also have the National Commission on Higher Education also involved with issuing licensing to the degree granting institutions. So with the coming of LACON, the mandates will be clear as to what the TVET sector can look like and what TVET should do. So that complexity or that confusion about the Ministry of Education issuing accreditation or permit, at the same time the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau issuing competent license. In other countries that we have followed and that we have studied of recent, the issue of accreditation and competent licensing are under one body. So what you have in LACON is you have different departments, different divisions, where accreditation, licensing, monitoring, and evaluation, the issue of issuing standards, occupations as well of different criteria sector are all under the regulatory body. So what the Ministry of Education and Youth and Sports will be doing mostly will be supporting the development of the different policies that should be implemented by LACON. And they also should be more involved with the management of the technical and vocational training institutions. I don't know if you have followed very closely. The Ministry of Education is currently managing the multilaterals, the vocational training institutions under
they're building
the
several of
multilaterals.
them,
Yes, and they are doing very well across the country.
I saw the one under construction in Sino. So very.
You should visit the one in Wrepue.
Who was seeing me there?
Visit. We can form a partnership and see how we support you.
Yeah,
visit.
let's see. We can make some rounds and see what's happening there.
Yes, visit the one in Wrepue. Visit the one in Vonjama. Yes.
I haven't been to Lofa to see what is happening there, but I know one is there. I hosted the team here before.
Yes, the sell-up are the different multilaterals. I mean, will interest you because they are currently doing very well with if it's on level of production, even though the skill of production is still very low because it's a student case, and we hope that we can ensure that this is improved to the point of ensuring much more large scale production done by the different TVET, not only the students but TVET graduates, to support some of what we actually experience as a country.
These schools you're talking about are really up to standard. I know the one, for instance, the one that I saw in Sino, they're really, really up to standard. And I think it's a model school that we can follow up on how to do our TVET institution. I'm hoping we have an opportunity to go back to these places to report to the public what is happening there exactly.
And I just want to maybe bring to your attention what is currently happening at the BWI, the Booker Washington Institute. Recently, we had an engagement with.
Do you have jurisdiction over them too?
Yes, we work with them also.
Oh, okay.
Because they are also into technical and vocational training programs. So recently, we had engagement with a team that traveled from the US, working with the Global Metal Church.
Yeah.
Who are got it very well because they got the United Metal Church, they got the Global. So. They are currently working around showing production of mobility kits. Instead of importing and distributing the mobility kits across the country, they have interest now working with laboratory institutions. And BWI is going to be a model case to ensure that the mobility kits are developed and also, distributed. Others could take advantage of that. Other TVET institutions could take advantage. Even the BWI could take advantage of that and ensure that these kits are developed for commercial purposes. Because like you could have maybe a relative or a friend or somebody you think, should be able to, you should empower, to have the mobility kits growing up many of us in the villages, in other areas, observe people with disability who really struggle to move around. Yeah, so the mobility case will be developed or will be prepared by us here in Liberia, and will also be distributed among people with disability to be able to support mobility of our challenged people.
Idea.
Yeah.
Sure. Then the discussion now takes up to the digital ecosystem for TVET. The last time you were here, you talked about that, and if the public can remember, and my memory can set me right, it should now be at the starter point, or you should be making progress. Where are we with that?
Yes, so currently what we are doing as institution, because we are not directly into training. Yes, so we regulate training institutions, and we are currently working to identify training institutions that are involved. There are a number of TV institutions that have established satellite programs.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are doing this to support people in rural areas who want to benefit from different skills to be able to support the development of their communities in the country. So, a number of them we have identified. We are working with them to ensure that they improved the issue of technology to support, the rural dwellers, the young people, the women who are in different counties. And we currently also have received a number of feedback from the government, especially the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Okay.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports is currently working with a number of institutions outside of Maserado to ensure the different programs are established and that young people in different countries can benefit from skill training. Yeah.
Wow. If you're just joining us, a kind reminder, you're listening to the conversation on OKFM 99.5. Abraham Bailey is the Director General of the Agriculture and Industrial Training Bureau of Liberia, the regulatory arm of TVET in the country. We are having some very important conversation on what he and his team is doing at the ARTV. A reflourished institution is something marvelous. I was there, like he said. My first time visiting, I thought that place was not a government institution. I was very discouraged. That group of men, women who know themselves would dress up better from their homes, go to an institution that have existed since or before the war, and meet something that's a representative of their appearance. And they've done some very good work. They are in the Monrovia Vocational Training Center. Is it how you call it? MVTC, right?
Yes.
They are in that compound, so you go there, you'll see their office. They've done some extremely big job over there, turning that building into a brand new infrastructure, and we must thank them for the level of work they are doing. But in continuation of our conversation, the expansion of industry partnership and apprenticeship is or should be one of your key responsibilities, or something you can add to our TVET sector, so it gave it more broader perspective and momentum. Are you doing that? Are you thinking about it?
Yes, so just before that, I just want to credit the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Minister Gwasepe Gafuan, and the ministry. They have really been doing very well to ensure that the Agriculture Industrial Training Bureau is supported to fully implement the mandates that we have. So the challenge we have had, especially with the industries, this is not limited to Liberia. I have also interacted with TVET administrators, regulators across Africa in 4 different countries, and I have realized that this is a continental challenge. Yeah. So most times the industries see no reason, almost like they don't feel compared. Yeah, supporting the TVET institutions. And what we have recently, when we had the engagement with the Minister of Education, she also acknowledged that, and she has said that the way to move with this is to ensure that we collaborate as institutions, to ensure that the industries see more reason to work with the TVET institutions. And you also cannot blame the industries, because there have been a serious mismatch between what is being offered at different TVET institutions and what is being demanded by the industry leaders or industry institutions.
Okay. Yeah.
So the industries, the employers have had serious challenge with the products from the different TVET institutions. Most time, according to some of them, they have to, altogether send out the TVET graduates that they recruit at their different institutions. Yes, send them out to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, and other countries to be able to, receive enhancement training before, food, employment or discharge of their
Meaning what
responsibilities.
they've learned here is not enough.
It's not enough, and this is also because our system has not been standard.
Okay.
So what is currently being offered, for example, at BWR, at NVTC, is different from what is being offered at different trade institutions. So recruiting skills individual from different institutions require that level of standardization.
Yeah.
So if we have it, for example, in NIMBA, where we have Asalameta should be able to recruit for institutions that are developing skills in NIMBA. How can they do that when the skill developers or TVET providers are altogether different or not in alignment with the national standards? So recently, this has been our interest. We have ensured that the TVET institutions are aware of the national standards. We visited, different TVET institutions. Last year, we did that in our counties. This year, we are doing it in all of the 15 counties to ensure that the TVET institutions are brought much more closer to the national standards, the policies, the national qualification framework to be able to discharge or administer TVET.
Yes, you also spoke about harmonizing curriculum and competency-based training, which is similar to what you're saying today. Because if the TVET center called OKFM, for example, and the TVET center called ERBC or Prime FM, for example, are on par teaching the same thing. Trokon, who graduates from OKFM, and the next man who graduates from Prime FM will have similar knowledge.
Definitely.
Like that, the catch is there. So that it's not a mismatch if we are employed at the same level. You are not doing something else, I'm not doing something else. You should also be looking into that direction very closely.
Yes, and what we are even trying to do is move more into knowledge testing. Because in other countries, what they are doing is to ensure that the TVET graduates are also licensed, not only the TVET schools. So the graduates are licensed based on passage of the trade test that will be administered. So in Liberia, if we do that, then we will also be communicating with authority to the industries, employers, that these different TVET graduates have actually obtained, or they have actually reached the minimum requirements for employment. And we also have recently engaged the Ministry of Labor to ensure that this is also a part of what they are doing. Because the Ministry of Labor is more involved or engaged with the different institutions, especially for employment. And the way we currently see TVET, the way we're trying to position TVET, is not only for formal employment, also for entrepreneurship purposes. For TVET graduates to be able to establish their own enterprises, operate them, to reduce the burden that we currently have, the burden of youth unemployment, poverty, all the tensions. And that will also help to reduce the tension even on you, the journalists, the number of persons that will call you. Because, now they are busy, they are engaged with other areas. They will not have much interest I mean, just listening and following up on political discussions. Yes, it will be more of technical and I mean, what benefits them more. Yeah.
I mean, research and studies have shown that the Chinese really invested a lot in TVET. So just see a Chinese man, oh, he's a doctorate degree holder, a master, but people take TVET to be something play for our country.
Yeah.
The Chinese and people in other countries are using TVET to build their country. Even most of the people we invite to Liberia to come and build our roads are not the top engineer degree holders. Those are people who went to some technical vocational training centers or institutions in their country, got real hands-on training backed by their educational foundation and come to our country. Let's talk about the importance of TVET to Liberia's current status in the rebuilding process.
Maybe you could mirror yourself, Trokon. I most time love to mirror myself when I graduated from high school. I could not find opportunity to work. Graduated from the University of Liberia with a bachelor degree in economics and demography. Still could not find that opportunity because that skill, the skill demanded by the society was, not still what I had. And I have to move on to, master and even much more to TV programs. So currently there are a number of young people. I just want you to match yourself with your lay brother or your community friend who today, stay in high school or university, but they have some contribution to society as compared to you when you were at the University of Liberia or we were engaged into was I will say. And this is because currently TVET is more of concern, more of focus. There are a lot of young people currently in Liberia who are enrolled at different TVET programs. You should try to visit some of the graduation ceremony. I don't know. For me, almost every week I'm into different TVET graduation where I'm serving as either guest speaker or a special guest to be able to follow what is happening. So there are now more young people who are involved, who are doing a lot with their hands, than just sitting in the communities and talking. So I think for me, TVET should be seen much more different, from just going to school, but being able to do or work out yourself. And this is happening not only in China, like you said, in Europe. Europe has taken advantage of TVET, and most of what they do is focusing closely on building hands-on capacity. And they have been doing very well with delivering and ensuring the tension of unemployment is reduced. And I think Liberia also can do this. And currently what we have observed, there are more young people in Liberia who are actually involved at the different technical, vocational and professional institutions.
I can attest to that.
Yes. Yeah. So I think we can do much more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Let's look at your staff capacity. The last time you were here, you gave some very discouraging number that you made there, and you said there was a need to have more members. I was even asking whether you've decentralized, you have people across the counties, and that was totally not what you had. At this moment now, let's talk about staff capacity building. Let's talk about as to whether you need people in the various counties to coordinate your activities.
So in 2025, we had the opportunity with the government of Liberia giving us slots to be able to support the work at the Agriculture Industrial Trading Bureau. Currently, we have about 9 departments. We should have more than that, but we have 9 departments currently. But they are all centralized. They are all still a master radio, and everything we do is just through regular monitoring of the institutions outside of master radio.
Okay.
So we hope the government can support this more to ensure that we have satellite offices. We have individuals across the country who will be able to provide real-time information and as well as support the TVET institutions outside of Montserrat. Currently, we are, just concentrated from the central point, which is, like you said, at the Agriculture Industrial Training Bureau headquarters, that is within the Monrovia Vocational Training Center.
You now you should know exactly your range and what you need to operate. Now the budget year is ending, and the Minister of Finance has announced that institutions and entities will be submitting the budget plan to the Ministry of Finance so that people can be able to reach the budget plan in time, so execution can start the following year. If we were to put a number or a value at monetary value at what you want to achieve, what would the ARTB need for a year in terms of budget?
So we have a huge strategic plan that is calling for, about 50 million budgetary support. Currently, what we have is around 1.1 million. We took over when the institution had, around 150,000
as budget.
United States dollars.
I see what a billion was getting pay.
Yes, so we should credit this to the Boakakun government, because the government has actually ensured some level of significant improvement in the budgetary support to the Bureau. And this is because the government has interest in developing the skills of the young people and reducing this overall burden that we have, the burden of unemployment, poverty. So yes, our strategic plan is calling for 15 million budgetary support.
If much is even done, your institution could absorb a lot of workers, because what you do
Definitely.
is huge.
Definitely.
Having satellites in all of the counties, having monitoring team and enforcement and compliance team and all of those, you will employ a lot of people.
Definitely. And the focus is not only on the Agriculture Industrial Training Bureau, the AITB, but the sector as a whole. So when you read the strategic plan that we have, that we launched last year, which is actually covering 5 years, is much more taking you to even ensuring that the TVET schools are equipped. And this is also a very serious challenge. So most of the TVET schools that we have recently worked with, that we have assessed, the challenge of materials, equipment for demonstrative purposes at the different TVET institutions, still exists. TVET is different from formal school.
Education,
Formal school is more of theoretical. TVET is more of practical and little theory. So, yes, ensuring that the TVET institutions are equipped, is a concern, and this is a message that we have also delivered or preached at different forums to ensure that this government, the development partners, ensure that TVET is actually equipped.
There are some TVET institutions that are directly owned by government. That are public TVET institutions. Some are in realms, some are in dilapidated conditions across the country. Let's talk a bit about your plan for rehabilitation of them and giving them that status they deserve.
So this is a responsibility of the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Okay.
The government TVET institutions are actually being managed by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Before we took over, or when we just took over, we realized that the Ministry of Youth and Sports was mostly working with 2 TVET institutions, the Monrovia Vocational Training Center and the BDOTC. Currently, the ministry has expanded to Bon County, Sindo and other places. There is this agriculture TVET institution in Bon Salala, Tumutu. I don't know if you heard about Tumutu before.
I know that.
Yeah, Tumutu has been supported, especially with the support of the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Recently.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports and the European Union doing a lot of good work there to ensure that the people of Bon, Nimba, Lofa County can benefit from agricultural training. So this is happening, and we hope that the government can do much more to ensure that the different TVET institutions across the country are actually reactivated.
Let's look at your key priorities in the next step for TVET in Liberia.
So the number one priority that we currently have for TVET is capacity building, especially for the TVET instructors. So you can have the equipment, you can have the material, you can have the TVET curriculum and all the different instruments available. But if the instructors that should administer the different curriculum ensure the students are taken through the different equipment materials and are also school or up to it, trust me, we'll remain at the level we are. So capacity building for TVET instructor is a priority. Equipping the TVET institution is also a priority. Ensuring that the TVET curriculum are harmonized is also a priority. Ensuring that the TVET institutions are regularly monitored and in compliance with the national standards is a priority. And all of those are actually currently surrendered to the establishment of the Liberia TVET Commission, LIBCOM.
If you are working, or when you are working out of that institution, sorry, when you are working out of that institution, I mean, what's that legacy as a young man do you want to leave so that tomorrow if people are there, they say, oh yes, to the administration of Mr. Bailey, this happened. What's that legacy?
So the legacy I want to see when I leave the Agriculture Industrial Training Bureau or the TVET sector is a legacy of the number of young people that have received employment opportunities, the number of young people that have established institutions, as a result of acquiring TVET skills. Yeah. So, this is where I look more, and I hope that the government of Liberia can pay more attention to this, and that the TVET institutions can also continue to establish relationship with the employers, the industries, to support TVET across Liberia.
Great. Let's go to the line here from few Liberians. What they think Mr. Abraham Bailey is, yes, he's my guest here. He's the Director General of the Agriculture and Industrial Training Bureau of Liberia. We are talking technical vocational education, and TVET across the world has now become the lifeline of growth and economy. A lot of people overlook what TVET is, but it has strength, it has power. It has the power of making a whole country better. Like I said, the Chinese, a lot of the countries in Asia, the people are using the technical vocational skills to make the country where it's supposed to be. It takes PhD to build skyscrapers. It takes technical people, hard technical work to build the skyscrapers you see, the very massive and marvelous buildings and roads you see across the world. So it's about time when we think about TVET, we think about it as a sector that is there to help build our country, and not because the man can make it in academic school. Yes, and the man go learn carpentry or the man go learn masonry. No, let's see it. Let's treat it as it is. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah?
I'm 40S Billy, calling from Fiama.
Let's hear you,
from
boss.
the Accelerated Vocational Training Program as one of the trainer and instructor there.
Okay, let's hear you.
So I want to say thanks to Mr. Bailey for all the things that they have been doing to improve the TVET sector.
Okay.
You know, a government need to take TVET very serious.
All of us Liberians, not just government alone.
When you I know from which one of the prospectors are speaking from.
All right.
So when you see countries that are developed today, most of their presidents are developed, including the current president, they are all engineers. But when it comes to Liberia TVET, we are then taking TVET like this. For the accelerated program, there are a lot of teachers, some of them are going from OSA studies and BWI, have been helping us. They dictated our discussion. People provided computer for us. So this school year will be teaching TVET to dictator. And the thing I have to do is the literacy problem. When you go to accelerated vocational training program, I taught my heart. Millions of dollar equipment our partners have brought. But the literacy problem is the issue. How can you produce
when there are no stable electricity that carrying 3 phase to put a machine on. So that's why I'm saying that government need to do more because
I understand.
we have quarry there and LDC cut off on ground that we're owing. So if government institution cutting a trade center of the honor of government,
you got to pay.
The area are saying that government need to do more because without electricity, we still run those machines. Those machines can carry 220 quarry, it carry 3 phases.
Okay.
So these are the challenges. And another one before I leave the line, it has to do with the volunteer issue. There are just few institutions have been doing well. But the TVET sector, when we went for the training, almost all of the TVET instructors that went for the training at BW had 2 months physical training, 4 months online training. The challenges people bringing from their various schools to test the UN has to do with the payroll issue. You can't have trade instructors who teaching. Some of them have been volunteering for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, some of them up to 8 years.
Amen.
And then up to now they are not placed on payroll. But they have been playing their role in the various institutions, making sure that young people get the trade knowledge. So I want to advise that the government should please talk to the Senate to pass the TVET Commission Act or pass at the lower house so that the president can send it to him bill so that commission can be independent commission to look in the direction of TVET instructor and the TVET institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you so kindly. I appreciate that you called. At least we're hearing from the house's mouth. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, I call for Kanta. I want to know what...
Call your name, please. Yeah, call your name.
Okay. Prince Labla.
All right, Prince.
So I want to know what they TVET they can talk about farming too.
Talk about what?
Because that too. Farming that trade too. Everybody they're talking TVET for young people. They're talking about young people there to learn farming too. You know, that one of the area too can make people to get money. Because now you see the Guinea Pele poker in our country, the manager on the feed now, the job made it cheap. So most of the picking and I finish getting the Google knowledge for FVTC, BW and none of the men I get where. When they better learn we see it. You can teach it to come find to narrative Benet to now be competition now. That's the view.
We understand. Thank you. The man love our own thing. Hello?
Hello?
Let's hear you, boss.
Yeah. Good evening once again. This is fast national chairman of a 10 group called the UP Bureau.
Fazu, just shake up a little bit. You're coming breaking.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, much better. Go ahead. Much better.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think, first let me congratulate the executive director.
No, he's the director general, ARTB.
Yeah, director general of the Industrial Training Bureau. Over time, I've been taking that bidding to be that place to be part of the NBTC. Because that place was in Tata in days away before this young man ascended. I think since in Trokon, we are seeing tremendous transformation taking place there in terms of the infrastructure outlook of the place. I love the competition that the rescue officials, are kept among themselves. Many of the officials, they are competing in terms of performance.
Okay.
So this young man, I think, why he continues to exhibit at that place, I think it's top notch, and I'd like to give a pound he buying, let go. Money to continue on his good work. It shouldn't be, out of wet chicken and jumping.
You can try it. Our old girlfriend was not dealing with him first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for reforming our play. I'm impressed.
Thank you. Let's show you right there. Talk to others. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you. Lower the radio in the background for long.
Hello. Lower it down. Are you not tired? Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my concern.
Call your name first.
I'm Moses G. Langa from Johnsonville.
Okay, Moses.
My concern is the debt that coming in front of JVS.
The what?
The government school. JVS.
What coming there?
The school that to Johnsonville.
Yeah.
It's there that they parking in front of it.
No, we're not here for that conversation. Call MCC people or whoever responsible. We're talking different TV. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
I'm just going to take what I call my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Trokon. Let me say bravo to the studio guests. I think these are things they're doing for the country. For me, I'd like to appreciate it very much because to empower our youth in this country, because TV is one of the sectors that need to be supported strongly so that at least many of our youth, some of them taking jobs today, I think when they are being given something to do, I think it will be better for them. Because if we just allow other people to come from other countries to just come and take our job from us, it will not be good. But the TV sector, the only thing I would like to call on the government is the TV sector. Government needs to afford more money, and some of the things they need to do too. They need to support the bigger high school in the country, so at least TV can go there. So that at least before you graduate from high school, you should get one or two something to do. At least before you can go to university. That will help the country to develop the country. Because no country develops without technical skill. Because if many like friends get a technical skill, I think they will be able to build their own country. Thank you very much. Thank you. Keep on a good work.
Yes, I do agree with you as well that we need more technical people in our society to build our roads, to build our bridges, to build our infrastructures. Yeah, everybody can get PhD. But in as much as people want to get PhD, TVET is equally important as the formal education is as well, because a lot of countries are thriving because of the presence of their technocrats. Now, if we want to have election, we'll be looking for technocrats from other countries. Oh, yeah, go call people from Ghana, from Nigeria. These people are technocrats because with their degrees, they still got some hands-on training on how to deal with technology and all of these things. So when they talk about TV, not just carpentry, masonry alone, or not just soap making, it's a whole wider range of things we can do with it. Hello, you the last person?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. Let's hear you, please.
Thank you. I'm Seko D. Travali from Capital Bypass.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, let me thank the DG from ARTB. And my first time visiting ARTB, and sometimes I ask the question, this place is a warehouse or what? No. Many people say no, it's not a warehouse, but it's a government institution, ARTB. Quite recently, we visited a place we saw has been a tremendous effort by DG Berry. His leadership has actually transformed ARTB to where we are anticipating, and we also calling on the national government to also increase the budget next year to see how there's for ARTB to do what the authorities tend to do, because ARTB is actually doing well in the lack of synchronizing all TVET institutions. So we are calling the government to increase the budget allocation next year to see how better to give ARTB more power.
Okay, thank you. Let's show you read that. Let's come back to you, Mr. Billy. A quarter for Nima, we're talking about agriculture introduction.
Yes, and
I don't know how does that fit into it?
Yes, and I think the challenge we have had as a country is TVET has been focused mostly on the traditional TVET in Liberia. People have seen TVET from the perspective of recovery. When we just recover from war, the focus of TVET has been more of, like you said, adult literacy.
Programs.
Either it is mechanical, it is carpentry, masonry, electricity. So all the different areas have not been of concern to us as a country. But what TVET is, like I have said, TVET is covering three areas. So the industrial, the commercial, as well as the agricultural areas. So like him, all of us have concern about Liberia moving more into agriculture. Imagine, as a country, when you read the statistics, you see about 70% of your rural dwellers are into agriculture. But then why don't we have agricultural TVET institutions across the different areas? So It is a concern, and we currently work to ensure that agricultural TV institutions are established across the country, and there are some of them who are also currently operating. We are encouraging to ensure that they establish satellite or branches in different areas to be able to support what our young people and the women are doing in agriculture. Yes, so this is a concern.
Thank you, Mr. Billy. It was a pleasure having you, and happy 26 ahead.
Thank you, and I hope to see you in Bukana. You also blessing. I wish we can all be in Bukana to celebrate our country.
Going to Wrepue.
So going to Wrepue? Okay. Yeah, but I think it was a good time with you, Trokon, and I hope we can have more of this to be able to communicate to our people on what we are doing at the Agricultural Industrial Training Bureau. Our licensing processes are on, and we will soon start to announce those who have been licensed and those who have been denied license, encouraging the public to ensure that they take advantage. Thank you.
Thank you. Blessed Nime April and Kana took us live on Facebook and YouTube as well. My name is Trokon Wrepue. On Tuesday, Julius will be here with another edition. This is the pre-independence edition of our presentation. Thanks for following and have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.